We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Oh yeah, dude. There's some Nephilim.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, head in the clouds, and wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the...
We'll do a regular intro.
Welcome.
No, I do the intro. You can't do it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Get that off the screen. This is very unprofessional. To another episode of Nephilim Death Squad. We're the first of its kind. I don't know what we're doing here today, but we're back with a fan favorite. Before we even get into that, I am David Lee Corbo, a.k.a. The Raven.
A.k.a.
That is Top Lobsta, the father of disinformation. And we're 45 minutes late.
So what?
That's all right. Actually, we were going to start at 3 is what we meant to say, and so we're early. Last week we did an episode. Was it last week? Has it been a week
we were
already?
starting at 2 p.m. Central. So
Oh, that's right.
everybody that showed up now,
Mountain time.
I don't know what you're doing so early.
But last week we did an episode, and it was a unique one. Was it last week? Has it been 1 week since the day?
Matt knows.
1 week.
1 week. Okay, so 1 week since the day
We were a little late last week.
that we went to Matt's shop, the Standard Coffee.
Yeah.
And we did something unique. We did something different. We got out in the field. We were doing field work, and people really liked it. Did you see the responses from that, Matt?
People in the shop were really excited about you guys. I know that.
Well,
That's weird. I think they're not excited so much as you were excited to tell them.
I think so.
He just keeps hyping us up.
And they were just smiling. Going,
Maybe a little bit of both.
They were like, "Can I just get a macchiato, like a caramel macchiato?" He's like,
like,
"They're
no,
coming
no.
soon. We're gonna do an episode."
You got to see these guys. You got to see Top Lobster.
Caramel macchiato. That's a chain shop, bro.
I don't know what that. I don't even know
okay.
what that is.
It's okay.
Honestly, I have no idea. Well, on our end, let me tell you something, Matt. We make a lot of content. People don't really say a lot of nice things.
No.
They don't. They say a lot of mean things, actually. And on your episode, it was unanimously nice things. Don't touch it. Don't
Still
touch
trying
anything.
to help you.
All right, I don't want you to do that. But people said, I don't think there was one bad thing said. And let me tell you something. We had audio issues. It's us, which is just not
Jarring,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just not good. So there's a lot of downside to the content that we create. And the content we created that day lacked on the technical side, not on the content side.
It was straight Bible. That's
It was
why.
straight Bible. And
Yeah.
people they loved it. So we said, I think there's some money to be made here. Let's invite him back. And that's what we did. We brought him back. And that's not true. We're not making any money off this. But I know that people are very excited. So we're doing a bit of a Bible study. And did you pick the book? Or who picked the book that we're going to start with today?
So Matt's been he wants to do the Bible study with us, and I was like, well, what could we do it on? He's like, there's so much interesting things in the Bible. Where do we even start? And I was like, well, what are you reading right now? And you have he has 2 separate Bible study groups that we're not allowed to go to.
Yeah,
one on
That's accurate.
that's accurate.
Wait, is the one shot have my head chopped off or no?
I don't know.
Yeah, and I just removed that shot.
Yeah, we're not
That's
going to have that shot anymore.
Yeah, we don't like that shot. I figured.
Oh,
it out.
okay. Jack Bonson says audio sounds a little teeny right now. I don't know what that means. Oh,
Yeah,
we
little
sound
teeny.
itty bitty.
Yeah, a
We
little.
sound itty bitty, teeny tiny. Here we can
Should
go
I
right
talk into
here.
the mic?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, you,
you gotta-
definitely
you
want to
gotta
bring the
bring
mic
that
to your
closer.
mouth.
Yeah, so we were talking about what book should we get into, and then we were talking about the other Bible studies we're in. Like one, I'm in John, and the other one with the homies on Fridays, but now it's Thursdays because they're all high school football players.
Okay.
Okay.
that good?
Oh, that's what you meant. I
So
thought
that one switched to Thursday, but that one we've been in Daniel, and then you said, yeah, let's do Daniel.
Yeah.
Can I
that's a
ask you
good-
something?
Good name.
After you talked to us, and then you went back to and talked to your homies, did they go like,
Why are you hanging out with
They
those
love
guys?
you guys.
did they say we should invite them to the, and you said no?
No, they're down.
Oh.
Okay.
They want to actually,
Well, the only thing is it's Thursdays now, so it's a school night and it's a work night.
Wait, but you
Yeah.
doing Bible studies with kids?
Yeah, I mean they're 17. That sounds weird the way you said that.
yeah, I'm not going to come to that. I
17.
got to change my mind. I
But
don't know if that's good.
Yeah, they're 17, but they're hard. These kids are hard, bro. Like
Well,
they're,
that's it. Yeah, I'm
they're
not gonna
locked
come to it.
in.
I'm
Like
not
some of
gonna-
the stuff they started saying when we were going through the study was like
Yeah.
wild. Like
Okay.
they're locked in.
All right.
But they're good. But they want you guys to come over. But we should do it on a Friday or a Saturday. So we
Well, I
have
don't
to-
know. I mean, I don't have a bedtime necessarily. My child does have school in the morning. Raven and Top, you guys have an episode. You know, they could just be lying.
No, I don't think they're lying.
I think they do. They do that all the time, though.
It's just these are the issues of audio stuff. So,
Raven and Top, you have an echo. Do I have an echo?
Top sounds good. Maybe it's just Raven. I don't know. Cams, who knows? Let's check if our mics are selected, and then we'll get started. We're gonna read the book of Daniel today. I promise. Default road. Yeah, that's about the best we can do. I don't know what to tell you.
Good luck, guys.
It's better audio than last time.
Well,
We're growing.
maybe.
Yeah, we're
I
trying.
mean, technically, you stop at
we're
like 17.
We're figuring it out. But
Let's jump into the
anyway,
book. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so you're doing the Bible study with these kids. These kids are
Hard. No, they are, bro.
Yeah, that's
Those
not-
kids are raw. This is not like a playtime Bible study because that's the problem
Yeah.
with kids, dude, especially high school kids. Like, hey, it's playtime, la la la.
Yeah.
And
That's the problem with us too.
no, these dudes are like locked in. Like we do it on the big couch, and maybe we start off, everybody's spread out, but you
Yeah.
start talking, and then boom, everybody.
You're doing
like,
this at your house.
Yeah,
That's a
and-
bold
and
move.
Everybody's just locked in.
Matt is the opposite of me. I notice we have similar energy, he and I, where we have a little bit of a franticness about our speech.
Yeah.
But where we deviate, and among many things, height and things like that, Matt is a very personable individual. He's very warm and friendly.
Raven's distant.
I am very distant. I'm very distant. Matt's learning this, where he's been asking. He says, "Where is Raven?" I've given him a punch card to the coffee shop, which is
Never
wonderful.
comes in. Never
never
comes
come in.
it's crazy.
I don't talk to. If I had it my way, if I didn't have a business with him, I wouldn't talk to him probably at all. And I'm like that. I'm a very reclusive person. You're actually more warm and friendly than I am. People might get this impression.
100%.
They might get this impression from watching this show and from seeing Top Lobsta's online persona that Top is
He's a
the
bad
one
person.
who's shelled off, and that I am the one who is more warm and friendly. Not the case. Not the case at all.
not in
It's an
person.
inversion. It's a classic case of inversionism. I don't want to communicate with anybody. It's not that I dislike anybody. It's just that I could die never seeing another person for the rest of my life that isn't my wife and son. And
What
I'd
you
probably
got
be
to
all right.
understand about the guy, he's an enigma, and enigma. He made me do see the Bohemian Grove thing.
Oh, yeah.
This is a live event where a lot of people come to, and then the people come and he just freaks out. And I was like,
No.
That's not
Oh,
true.
he's not like
I
that.
Eamon Rat, who's probably not in the chat, rubbed my back for 15 minutes.
that's not.
And I allowed it to happen.
This is weird.
Can we let's get into the Bible?
Let's get into the Bible.
I would like that. I would like so the book of Daniel.
Wait, do you guys have to do an intro or that
That was
it?
the intro. That
Okay,
whole thing that
okay.
you just saw.
This is Matt from the Standard Coffee
No,
Shop.
I don't need the intro. I just want to make sure you guys didn't
This
need
is
an
Matthew.
intro.
He brought me a Rockstar Energy, which is probably a mistake. Thank you, Matthew.
A good mistake.
And
Yes,
he
sir.
also brought me a new Bible, by the way, because I was saying the chat knows that I have tremendous trouble reading.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
Same one the young guys read, the NLT. It's like plain English.
NLT is what I got, and I'm sure somebody in the chat will screech about that.
Yeah.
because they do. But the King James version is the English is so dense. The Old English, the these and thous and yea, which it could be yea or ye, but I pronounce it yea because of Kanye. Y-E. I don't know how to pronounce that phonetically anymore. So thank you for the new Bible. This is done in the simple man's English, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So today we're going to read the book of Daniel. Now Daniel, he's in Babylon, correct?
He's in Babylon, yes, sir.
So this is the testimony of an individual who is in alignment with Jesus Christ, but in one of the worst possible places that you could have been.
Maybe. I mean,
You hear bad things about Babylon.
yeah, I'd say America 2025 is the most dangerous place in the history of the planet to be a Christian.
You think so?
100%.
Well, in
Like,
really?
like say you lived in that time or any time period, especially like in Rome, and they're killing Christians and stuff. Can I bust a fan or what do I? Because
Did you want to turn it
You
off?
don't like it. You don't like the fan.
Well, no, it's just like blowing the.
No, he doesn't like the fan.
The
It's
pages.
fine. He's a guy who likes to sweat.
But,
Go ahead. Oh, there you
There
go.
we go.
That's nice.
No, so yeah, like say you lived in ancient Rome, you're getting thrown to the lions, right? You're in the lion's den. You're getting like say you even get killed, boom, you're going to heaven. In America, like how many people get told that they're Christians that are not? How many people get told that they're saved that they're not?
Ooh, that's
it's a gigantic amount, percentage wise too. But we're gonna see here too, like all of Israel got taken into Babylon. They all got conquered, right? So it happened in like waves. It wasn't necessarily all at one time. But we specifically see the stories of the dudes that were hard, that didn't sell out. Mm-hmm. But remember, Babylon's full of Israel now. It's full of the covenant people at that time. and like we got 3 or 4 dudes here that stay strong and don't compromise to the culture. So that was probably happening then too. But I would say on the scale of like deception today, America is absolutely the most dangerous place to ever be a Christian.
Yeah, I always prefer the enemy that tells you straight up that they hate you.
Yeah.
Rather than the one that kind of like the wolf in sheep's clothing, which is
Yeah.
what we have. Like, you know, I don't know. The current administration has like their own
version of what seems to be like false Christianity.
who's the woman that's next to Trump right now? That's like this kind of like weird charismatic.
I don't even know, bro. But all that's just like jockeying for like votes, right? Like when you say you're like aligned with this church person or
Right,
that church
yeah.
person, like who even does Trump?
Well, we talk about it. There's a guy named Brandon something or another. He's supposed to be a modern day prophet who has these visions, and he came out in October. So maybe like 4 or 5 months before the assassination attempt on Trump, and he said this dude was going to have a shot taken at him, that it was going to burst his eardrum, and that Trump was going to fall to the floor. And in that moment, he was going to be on fire for the Lord. That's what he said.
The dude said that ahead of time?
Yeah. And hey, to be fair, we said that was going to happen ahead of time too.
What? That he was going to get shot at?
And that he was going to survive, and then it was going to be a head wound, and he was going to survive because they're trying to do something.
I see what you're doing.
They're trying to do something. So all of that kind of happens. It's not really his eardrum that gets burst; it's a chunk out of his ear, and then that wound somehow miraculously goes away. There's no chunk missing from Donald Trump's ear. Very, very strange. But he never has expressed anything about Jesus Christ. And for a guy that's supposed to be on fire for the Lord after this event, because he allegedly, according to Brandon, whatever, perceives it as divine intervention, that he was saved by God the Father, and he goes on fire for the Lord. But since then, you've not heard him say anything. He has venerated one of the angels. It's like Archangel Michael or something. Like he prayed to the Archangel Michael.
Wait, Trump prayed to the angel Michael?
Yeah. Top, do you remember that? It wasn't that long ago, and it was like, because I'm looking for this moment. I'm going like, is he going to talk about Jesus Christ, or is he going to? We have Matt doing the technical stuff for us. There you go.
That's
beautiful.
good.
Wait, we just need to know, is this accurate? Like Trump, what do you mean? He was like out like talking to people one day and they just
Can you see
prayed
this
to an
real quick?
angel?
Can you just type in Donald Trump? I can do it on my phone.
Here's the thing though, while we're looking for that, is like
I think it's Archangel Michael, I believe.
this dude comes on the scene in 2016, right? This dude Trump. And at this time period, I don't know if you guys remember.
Politically speaking.
If you like follow politics or anything.
Yeah.
People they were just like they were basically like they were being handled by a ventriloquist. Like every politician it was non-human, right?
And that's what he was kind of
Then all
exposing.
then all of a sudden this dude comes on the scene. He's just talking like a human.
Yeah.
So 2016, I saw that even with the Republicans, like in the very beginning, they had like 12 guys on the stage, like a Wu-Tang Clan concert. There's so many Republicans, and Trump's out there, and you're like, what's going? And they're all talking like this politician speak, and here's this one dude who's just talking like a person.
Yeah.
And Republicans hate him, and Democrats hate him, and the media hates him. At that moment, I'm not saying like, is Trump good? Is Trump bad? I'm not saying like, is he a Christian? Is he not a Christian? In that moment, I'm saying, God, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like how did this guy even get on the scene?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
isn't even possible. So
I
a lot
think
of
we
times when
actually-
it comes to these guys, I'm not really sweating it if they're good, if they're bad, if they're a Christian, if they're not
like,
a
what are they
Christian.
doing?
No, I'm just saying like, what's the Lord doing through this person?
Yeah.
That's what I want to be aware of.
Did we? Oh, you have it. You're pulling it up on the screen.
I was
Okay.
trying to. It's
You're
not,
trying to.
it's
That's
not
okay.
pulling up.
It's
I got
not
it right
your fault.
here. I mean, it's more of a Catholic prayer, but
Yeah.
I don't know. What were you getting at with that?
Well, what I was getting at was this idea that Brandon Biggs, I think was his name. Did anybody say Brandon Biggs? Once again, modern day prophet, claims that Donald Trump's going to be on fire for the Lord. Never an utterance of the name of Jesus Christ from Trump, but there is like this one thing that happens afterward, right? September 30th, 2024. I guess that would have been afterwards. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Former President Donald Trump posted on X on Sunday. So that's
What was that when Israel was fighting Iran? Because that would be trippy if it's that. Because
I don't know. Was it
Michael is referred to as their prince. So that is a bizarre thing if he did say that. I don't know enough about it to like
That's
speak on it, but that'd be
fascinating.
intriguing if that was specifically his prayer to protect Israel as their prince, because that's what he's referred to. Like when we read in Daniel, we read about the prince of Persia, the prince of Greece.
Oh, I didn't
Michael
realize
is
that.
referred to as Israel's prince.
That's interesting. He actually goes on to say, "Be our defense against wickedness and snares of the devil." That was the entire.
When they were going at Iran?
Well, it says, I don't know the time frame on it. Just September 30th, 2024 was the.
That was probably, I lose track of time. Was that about that time period?
I don't know. When was the whole October 7th thing? Was that 23 or 24? long?
24.
24. So that was right before the October 7th thing. That's interesting. The timing is interesting on that. He goes on. He goes, may God rebuke the devil, we humbly pray, and do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, pop up, cast into hell Satan and
Wait, Trump is praying all that?
This is what Trump is saying, yeah. And all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking to ruin souls, amen.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know he said that.
This is a prayer that dates back to 1884 when Pope Leo, that's interesting, the 13th.
Wait, he's quoting the Pope?
Well, this is introduced a group of prayers into Catholic liturgy. Excuse me. So this is specifically a prayer that was introduced to Catholic liturgy by Pope Leo the 13th back in 1884. So that's my thing that I'm getting at is like we're talking about whether or not Trump is a Christian or whatever, or if he's catering to a base. But all I've ever seen from him is Catholicism.
I don't totally care. I don't mean it like that, but I just don't necessarily care if he's a good guy, bad guy, Christian, not Christian. Like, I'm just intrigued. We're going to find out right here, like, what's God doing?
Yeah. Well, hold on. One more thing. Do you remember when he came out and he goes, beautiful Christians, I'm not a Christian. Do you remember that? Did you see that? It was a really weird moment.
What does this have to do with Trump? We're doing like...
Well, that's because we were just speculating on the whole Trump thing, All right, we can move on. I'm sorry. Book of Daniel. Okay,
Want me to just go? Yeah, I'll just go. Yeah, so they're in Babylon. Like, crazy stuff has happened. One of the kings, Zedekiah, has like the worst death any human has ever experienced. Zedekiah, the king of Babylon, like finally catches him, kills all of his sons in front of him, and then rips his eyeballs out.
Damn.
You guys know that? That's what I'm saying. The Bible's raw and like way too hard for most people.
Yeah.
So like this dude, he was the king. Now he just had his entire bloodline destroyed. They rip his eyeballs out.
That's Game of Thrones.
And now this dude, the rest of his life, he's a prisoner, blind. Then imagine the rest of his life. That's the last thing he saw.
Oh my God.
That's the last thing he saw. Yeah. Talk about like a torturous way to deal with a king. Like that. It's one of those passages where you're just like, whatever I've been complaining about is not that big of a deal.
Do we know what he was like as a king before he had his eyes?
He was evil.
He was evil. Okay.
Yeah. Like that's an intriguing thing too. Like I always say, like Israel today, you have to read it the same way as like 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, because like there's an evil king, there's a good king, there's an evil king, there's a good king. There's a dude who did good, but then he did some evil over here. He did some evil on this, he did some good on that. And it's just like that's what I'm saying is like the leaders come and go, but like what is God up to? Like that's all I want to know.
Moving pieces around. Yeah.
Watch, this is what he does. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. Watch this. Because this is like a major theme. This is like a major theme in this book. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand. Because I know some people are like, oh, Israel, and God will never do anything. He's always going to defend them. Yes, sometimes, but sometimes he turns on them and he's their enemy.
Yeah.
He's never not the God of Israel, but he turns on them. Like right here, he gives Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar. And the prophets have been telling them that ahead of time.
Right.
Jeremiah and them had been coming and saying, surrender to Babylon. Go with him. It's the Lord's intention because they weren't keeping the Sabbaths. They had been like...
the year of Jubilee.
Yeah. And so 490 years had passed. And he said, okay, 7 years for a year of captivity. You guys are going to go into Babylon for 70 years. So the prophets were coming to them and saying, hey, we're going to get taken out of the land. And they were saying, no, once saved, always saved, man. Like he would never do that. Like we're the covenant people. He can't do that. And the prophets that knew the Lord and were speaking to him were saying, no, they're going to take you out of the land. Go with them. Don't run to Egypt for help, which is the world. Don't run to the world for help. Just go with them. And they didn't, and they held out, and they held out, and they held out. And then like this dude gets his eyes ripped out after his whole family gets killed.
Damn. That's pretty brutal.
That is rough.
That's pretty brutal.
It also like you were saying about the Game of Thrones thing. The guy J.R.R. Martin. It's funny how all these writers
pull from the Bible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They have a base. Like because the Bible is one of the like strongest foundational, not just faith based, but like archetypal based books in the world.
Yeah.
When you're looking for stories, all right from here.
That's why Lord of the Rings crushes so hard.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's a crime if you go to a church and it's boring.
Yeah.
That's criminal. Yeah. That's because like, bro, you have the raddest book on the planet with all the stories. Why are people falling asleep at church?
Yeah.
Totally unacceptable.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it does. I didn't go today, but
It was a weird.
Oh,
it was a
what?
weird day.
You're backsliding.
Unbelievable.
I was prepping.
I did have a weird thing today. We were talking about it briefly before the show started, Matt. This idea of like, I asked you because I'm new to all this, and tongues have been happening. They've been popping off at church. Last few visits, everybody's doing the thing, and I'm going, apparently, if you speak in tongues, this is a biblical thing. There's the gift of tongues and there's a gift of translation. And if somebody doesn't translate your tongues, then it's like invalidated in some way, shape, or form. So every time somebody does the tongues, somebody else comes along and says, this is what he's saying. And today, a dude spoke in tongues, and it's like it's like 20, maybe 30 seconds
Wait,
of silence.
just so I understand the context. Was there like music?
Well, there's
and then
music
the
happened.
kind of came to like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Is that
they
how
do
it
Yeah, that's
pops
how they
off
do it,
usually?
bro. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
in that
You're catching the Holy
what
Spirit.
do they call it? Not parties, but sect, denomination. And that denomination, that's what
Yeah.
they do. They just like play the music.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes like up the light music, and this is everybody's opportunity to showcase their gift. In that denomination.
I
You
don't
see what I'm
know.
saying? And then the other denominations are like, oh no, that's
Don't
from the
do that.
devil because the gifts ended in the first
But it is
century.
in the.
and-
Oh, okay. So
no,
it
I
ended
don't
in-
agree with that. I'm just saying
That's
like that.
fascinating.
But that really gives gasoline to the fire of the people who do believe that.
Yeah. Well, he did his thing, and for like 20, 30 seconds, nobody translates nothing. And then he translates his own tongues. And I remember feeling like, I was like, I don't know the rules, dude. I'm just like learning. I don't know anything.
That's not so much of the part that concerned me. The part that what you told me happened after about the person.
Yeah, there was a couple of things. So afterwards, I don't know. How do I do this? Because I don't want to hurt.
Strange things happening in this.
Strange things happening in the church. Strange.
I've been around weird stuff in the church too, bro.
This is a lot of weird stuff. So there's one individual there who presents as a man, but you could just tell is like,
Not a man.
I don't think so, no. But then again, has lined up at the urinal next to me to the extent that I was like, oh, dog, you got I was like, oh, maybe it's a funnel thing. I don't know what's going on. I don't care.
Okay, that's weird.
I thought it was a funnel. Honestly, if you saw this person, you'd be like, no way.
Which you're looking at this human, you're saying it's definitely a chick.
That's very much,
But
yeah. But nevertheless,
putting on-
as at the
yeah,
urinal
I
next to
mean-
me. So like, I don't give it.
I don't know enough about
Whatever.
it. I guess that's a thing now.
Well, even me,
but-
I don't know enough about whatever this individual is going through. In fact, some people are born in a way that's don't touch me, please. Intersex. That's a phrase.
Okay, well, whatever. Get to what is going on.
So this person who already is kind of funky, I look over, and they're like kind of doing this jam where like they're covering their mouths, right? And when you're in this church, like a lot of people are making noises that like sound like tongues, I guess. And that's not
You
untrue.
go to a Baptist church, bro.
That's not untrue. Like, I mean, this is just my
Presbyterian,
experience.
maybe.
I'm there and I'm going like, I hear a lot of like, I don't even want to make the noises because it feels crazy to make the noises. But anywho, so he, whatever, is doing this thing. And then all of a sudden one of these flies.
Oh no, this is weird, man. This is weird.
And
Wait,
I-
this is not good.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. And I'm like, hey, what's happening?
I got to do a Bible study after.
What's happening here?
Yeah.
And so it's a weird day at church is what I'm getting
it
at.
happens, man. It
But I
happens.
guess you're allowed to translate because I looked it up. I gave it a Google, and Google was like, "Yeah, you can translate your own jazz." And I go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, it's just unfortunate though if you already have like the show and the idea in mind, and in this denomination you kind of do it like this, and then the dude throws out the tongue and he's waiting for his homies to interpret, and everybody's like, "Sorry, bro, because I'm mad at you anyway," and then there's no interpretation, and then he's like, "Well, I better interpret it then." I mean, was it a relevant thing? The problem, like we were talking about earlier, is like if you're speaking in tongues, you're kind of saying, "Thus saith the Lord." You're saying like this is coming from the Holy Spirit. Here's what I'm saying. Now here's the interpretation in English. So, bro, like exactly what God said that came from God. Like that's where it
Yeah.
gets a little squirrely.
So the translation was and is always something that like has biblical precedence. So it's like the translation in this particular instance was, "I stand at the door." You know, it's me. Open the door, and it's Jesus. I don't know how
that's what he
you know.
said to the Laodicean church. That's what he would say
Exactly.
to a church. He's already outside the church in the first century. The Laodicean church in the book of Revelation, the epistles of Jesus to the 7 churches in Asia, the letter to Laodicea, he's already outside the church.
Yeah. But my thing is like if you speak in tongues and then somebody I'm not trying to like make these people look bad or anything like that, but I understand how people can be, right? We're human and we're kind of So if somebody speaks in tongues and then you go, I'm going to translate for this person, you could safely say nobody comes to the Father but through the Son. Whoever denies the Son denies the Father. You could just say something
that's in the Bible, and then it was like, what's the point? It's already in the Bible.
That's my thing.
But then if it's something that's like, there's a quote about that. It's like, if it's already in the Bible, why do you need to say it? If it's not in the Bible, then you're contradicting it. There's something.
Well, because what I'm waiting for is like if somebody speaks in tongues and then all of a sudden somebody says something that only resonates with an individual in the. The
problem is counterfeit. The biggest issue is counterfeit because in the American church, a lot of people don't know the Lord. Like if you're ever at the bank and they're counting the money and they're just like this with the money, like when they hit a counterfeit, they know because they handle money all day, right? Like the way to not get busted by the counterfeit is to know the Lord, like know the true thing. And there's so much shenanigans and foolery in the church today that like the problem is with like a Pentecostal or charismatic church is when that gets counterfeited, that just is outrageous. Like if you go to a regular church and they counterfeit love or faith or peace or like any of these other things, it just doesn't look so crazy. But like when tongues gets counterfeited, it's like and it makes everybody say, clearly that's not real.
I think that's what we were trying to explain to you what the Orthodox Church is, what he was looking for initially. And it's very like, it's not that it's legalistic, but they have like a tradition that is a long tradition of how they did. They have the priests with the beards and the robes and all this, and they do the catechism, or it's similar to Catholicism, but it's like.
What did Jesus say? You guys nullify the power of God by your traditions?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Here's the thing, though. Like, when you get away from the tradition, then you start to get some of this stuff. And I'm like...
The other thing about the
guys,
Orthodox
since you're new
Church,
to the game, you should just be reading the Bible and chill, bro.
That's honestly what I feel like.
In the mix with all these people, and the Baptists say this, and the Presbyterians say that.
Well, that's like, if you asked me, I wouldn't say, like... So I'm going to a Pentecostal church. I wouldn't say I'm Pentecostal. I'm just going there because they have a pretty big youth group. So my kid gets all these like friends and everything, and I know that they're aligned in the same way, and that's dope. And then it's community for my wife and everything. I mean, we already explained that I don't talk to people, so for me, I'm just going there. Like the sermons crush, actually.
Do you say hi to anybody in the lobby, or are you just like?
I say hi. Of course, I'm a reasonable man. I say hello.
You don't say hi to anybody.
I do say hi. I say hi to people, but like our pastor is given this is like a 5-part sermon so far on humility. On how Jesus is talking about who is great amongst you, the one who sits at the table or the one who serves, and he's like, in the world, of course, the one who sits at the table is great, but here, not the case. The one who serves is the greatest among you, and so like there's all this teaching about humility and everything. And I'm like, so far,
love that,
crushes,
yeah,
and some of the music crushes too. But every once in a while, I do want to say one more thing on it, and then I want to get back to this because
it's not going to stop.
I'm going to stop after this. So the thing about needing your tongues to be translated in order for it to be validated. And then what happens? Do you know if it's unvalidated? Like, do they hiss at you and then kick you out of the church?
No. Maybe. But okay, so tongues also can be a private thing, right? Like Paul said, if I speak in tongues, I edify myself. So, there's a totally valid like private tongues prayer. There's a totally valid one.
Yeah, I hear that all over the place.
If I remember, it's the Corinthian letter where he's explaining to everybody like this is how you do it in order, and this is one of the things. If you're going to do it with a bunch of people around, like with a big crowd, then there's got to be an interpretation.
Okay,
so there's not an interpretation. I don't know. To be honest.
So my only point is that if you're allowed to self-translate, which apparently in the Bible it says you are, then there's nobody's ever going to invalidate. It's impossible to be not validated. Because why would you ever not translate your own?
The discernment will invalidate, but then it's just a tricky thing.
It's a slippery thing. It just seems like a slippery thing.
It's not that I disagree with Matt, but every time I tell him like, I'm gonna go there, he's like, dude, and it's just like I know, I just.
Sorry to be that guy.
Unbelievable.
Just crap in my.
Well, you know what it is too is in order for me to even be able to speak. From any, I need to have the experience. Like I need to go there.
You gotta have the experience in the Word of God, though. Like that's the main thing, bro. If you like walk into that whole scene without a biblical foundation, you're toast.
Yeah. What I mean specifically is we say on this show a lot that I think that the church is dropping the ball one way or another. But who am I to even say that?
I say that.
You say that, and you've been there.
Yeah.
Oh, you have? You're like knocking me for saying that, bro.
No,
but now
I'm not.
You're saying it.
So here's
Let's go.
The conversation that I had with you is that I have already knocked the church adequately. I've done a great job of it. I feel like I went a little bit too far.
Same.
So I said, you know what? This guy, he wants to go. I'll accompany him. We'll go. We'll check it out.
It's nice
Solid friend.
I mean, the words.
I mean,
that
it
have to
sounds
say
a
about
little wild what's happening with him now, but I don't blame you for that.
Well, yeah,
I'm
this
just-
is his fault.
it. So I just say, let me go to this place again. Perhaps the problem was me. I'll go. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna lay back in the cut, and I know,
like
but
that.
I know
I
what
like
it
that.
is. But yeah, it's just I don't want there's a 300 people watching live. I don't want to say this to them and then discourage them from taking the pathway. Because
Fair point.
This is the path I took, right? I went there, and then I led all the way to where I'm at now. So I don't know these people's path, and I don't want to discourage them.
Well,
from that.
I'll say this to 300. I'll be good before God saying this. Get your foundation in the Word of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go on Sunday, great. But it's a little dangerous to not have a foundation in the Word of God, go into the church, and then just kind of be trusting that it's all on the up and up. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
100%.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, luckily, I'm a
But the nu-
highly skeptical person.
The number one thing is being grounded in the Word of God. That's the number one thing.
Let's do it, man.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, except
All
for
right.
when it
So we're
comes to
still in
the
verse 1, right?
You're
Or
sitting
no, we
here-
got into verse 2.
You're
We did get
wasting
into
my
verse 2.
time with all the side talk.
Okay, the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into Nebuchadnezzar's hand with part of the vessels of the house of God. Remember that. That's going to be relevant later. Which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring... Okay, so the eunuchs... Yeah, your translation is going to say it. Wait, it's like a servant.
Oh, I thought it was a.
Like a servant in the house.
I thought a
but a
eunuch
eunuch
was
is one that gets the...
Okay, yeah.
But that's why. It's my understanding that the kings, if you were serving in the house where the queen was, you
Yeah.
had to...
Master of the dudes without balls.
Well, you got to trust them.
Not
Yeah.
just the balls.
Oh, they
The
get
whole thing.
everything.
Yeah, they can't...
I would have imagined you would have bled out and died. Okay.
They have ways.
You see what I'm saying? So
They
that's
have
like
ways.
if you were working in the king's house, you couldn't be trusted with the queen if you had one.
That's crazy.
Okay. So, but anyway, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seed and of the princes, right? So Babylon goes and takes over Israel. They say like, hey, who's the badasses in this society? Like, who's legit here? Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom and cunning in knowledge and understanding, science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, in whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. So they bring in all the badasses who are smart intellectually, and they recognize spiritualities on them as well. They bring them in. They say, okay, train them. Let's get them out of this whole Jewish thing. Let's train them in the ways of Babylon. Let's make our kingdom powerful. Let's bring in these guys and make our kingdom more powerful.
Well, let me ask you something. This might be a little bit of a heretical question, but when Jesus is born and he flees Bethlehem, they go into Egypt. He's there for 30 years.
30 years.
Or how no, he's there for like most of his childhood, right?
I mean, he's definitely back by the time he's 12. I think there might be
That's right, because he grows up in
I know. That's like a
Nazareth.
brief thing, a couple years maybe.
Okay, I was gonna ask because there's that section of him in Egypt. I'm like, what is he doing there?
This is
Like,
where
'cause-
people speculate he's getting.
Well, no, it was prophesied. It was prophesied that he'd bring him out because God brought Israel out of Egypt.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll bring my son out of Egypt," and so we just thought like, oh, he's just referring to the nation of Israel. He was also referring to his son Jesus that he had in Egypt and brought him out.
Okay.
Because who was trying to kill him? Herod.
Herod, yeah.
Yeah, so they fled so that he didn't die, which is crazy. So he's like the only kid in first grade when he goes back to town. If you think about it, bro, it's like the only,
Yeah.
he's like this very unique person in town. Like he lived in a real town. Like he was so common of a person that when he starts casting out demons, they say, "Isn't this the carpenter?"
Yeah.
Like he was so they had no concept
That
he
is
was,
wild.
They had no concept that he was God, bro. They had no concept that he's even a prophet. They,
Imagine like your plumber just starts doing that.
Yes.
You're like,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
lived in such a
cool.
small town. He said the carpenter, not a carpenter. It was like
yeah,
the
yeah.
carpenter.
There's only one
town.
in the town.
Isn't he the
right.
carpenter? What new thing is this? What new doctrine is this? What they were saying?
Dang.
Because he was so common,
Interesting.
and
Okay.
he lives sinless, bro. He lives in a house with brothers and sisters, and he never sins. This is wild, bro. Then he goes to work. He never sins at work. He's a carpenter. He never puts out shoddy work. He never like overcharges somebody. He never sins. And then a lot. That's really all we know, except for when he's 12 and he's in the temple and he gets left behind.
Right.
What do you make of it when people say like, this whole era of Jesus's life, he was in like the mystery schools and he was being exposed to. You never seen those kind of ideas?
What?
Oh yeah, dude.
No, he was with his father. He was alone with his father.
It's big Gnosticism.
He had
type of
scripture.
Stuff.
He was reading the scripture. He had to
there's
learn.
There's ideas that he went to Tibet and he explored this thing. He went to Egypt. He was introduced to these.
No, he
magical
was in
practices.
Israel. He was in Israel,
That's
and he was sent to Israel. That's what he said. He said he was like, I'm not going. I mean, he did deal with the Samaritans, but like he was like, my ministry is to Israel.
Okay.
But he was like, your ministry though is going to be to the uttermost parts of the earth. When he talked to the apostles, when he said, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Remember, he ascended. So he's resurrected. He walks around the earth for 40 days talking to people about things pertaining to the kingdom. In a weird way, during that 40 days, this is a crazy thought. I'm not saying it's accurate, but like during that 40 days, do you remember he was like appearing? He was just coming into rooms and stuff.
Oh yeah, like walking through walls and
during that time, if people say he showed up in Tibet, I don't know. The scripture, like, or maybe he showed up in China. I don't know.
China seems to know about him.
But that would be wild if he did.
There are actually writings from like Chinese officials that say that like I forgot exactly what it was. It was like there was a certain amount of time of darkness, or there was a sign in the sky, and the way they wrote about it said that the son of heaven had died. Yeah, it's really fascinating. I wish I still had that. There's actually a guy. I think the person that posted this was the character Daniel versus Babylon, which is interesting. But it was like there was a couple of writings that were in Chinese history. They coveted and kept those texts for all that time. And there was a sign in the sky. And what did the sign in the sky mean? They said they took it as like the man of heaven has died. It was like, whoa.
Who knows?
What?
Who knows? I think I heard somebody say that recently, and I was like, I don't know. That sounds wild, but if you said he was showing up on other places, maybe. I don't know.
I was just asking because like the relationship of like Egypt, Israel, and then it always seems to be married, and there seems to be stuff coming out of Egypt not necessarily good, but Jesus goes in there and then comes out and there's just nothing written about it. So I was like, well, I wonder what Matt knows. But all right, let's
yeah, good point.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the.
Okay, so then so now we're getting into it. So this isn't just random immigration where they're just saying like, yeah, open up the borders and bring everybody in.
Yeah, like bring the best of the best.
Yeah, bring only the best of the best. And somewhere else, it doesn't say it right here, but he says like, keep the poor in the land to take care of the vineyards and stuff. Like leave them in Israel, take care of the land. They'll provide us food and stuff. I know that's super offensive, but like any sane nation, that's how they've always done immigration.
This is how you get like the head of gold, and this is why America is like miry clay mixed with iron, because it's just kind of garbage.
Oh, you're jumping ahead.
We're jumping right to the end, dog. But yeah.
Okay, so the king appoints them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years that at the end they might stand before the king. So all these guys, they're saying these are certified badasses. Let's give them the king's food. Let's train them up. And then they can come and present themselves before the king, and he'll decide if he's going to put them in his cabinet, if you will. Mm-hmm. So now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name Belshazzar, and to Hananiah Shadrach, and Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah Abednego. Right? So they're going to get fed by the king.
Am I understanding this right? Daniel was one of those guys that was like high in spiritual discernment, intellect, and all those other things, and they're trying to train him up.
Science, which is interesting.
Yeah, they had intellect. They were intelligent in their soul. I mean, remember, we're made of spirit, soul, and body. So these are dudes that are intelligent in the soul, but they also have spirit capability too. Like they recognize that. Like especially the ancient people recognize spirit realm stuff.
Yeah.
Like we don't today because our society is so materialistic in America. Like we don't like we just think that's silly. But they were very hyper aware of that back in the day.
Daniel was the eunuch.
No.
Okay. No. Okay. You guys got. I was just checking.
Okay, but this is a big thing. This is a big thing. But Daniel, this is verse 8. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself.
So he saw taking even food and drink from them as defilement.
Well, if they got pork chops and hot dogs on the table, and he's saying like, we can't eat that. Like, we won't. Yeah, no, this is defiling me, and looks like the wine too at this time of his life.
But he knows that they're trying to train him up in the ways of Babylon right now.
Do you think this is another crazy thought? Do you think at this time period, we were dealing with like GMO stuff, because when God sends, follow me, I know it's crazy. When God sends, when he sends Israel, and he's like, yo, get rid of everybody, the donkeys, the people, just get rid of them. My assumption is because there is some kind of like, I don't know, Nephilim stuff going on. There's a bioengineering of this. I was looking at the donkeys on the road, and I was thinking, I was like, if I took that house, should I kill those donkeys? Like, if I just took it from the, and this is where my thought goes, because one of my prayers before we started this show, one of the things that I did not understand, and I was like, if you want me to understand about God, I got to understand the Old Testament, why they had to go in and kill these people, because I was like, that just sounds like genocide. And
that's what a lot of people say. They give a lot of pushback to the Old Testament because of that.
Yeah, because it's crazy. If you're looking at it, you're like, so just kill everything, like everything, leave nothing alive, not even the goats. Well, then you get presented with the idea of the Nephilim and all that, and I was like, yeah, if there's like, some
genetically modified, I see your point.
If there's genetically modified stuff,
I don't think the food was genetically modified.
You don't think
I don't
so?
know. Well, I think far from it, because then he says, let's put it to the test. He's eating just vegetables and they look great.
Okay.
So I mean,
all right. Yeah, I was asking if they
I
were
think
doing
quite
this.
the opposite. I think quite the opposite. Like back then, yeah, like the food was good. Did you ever know the dude? You're like a mixed martial arts guy, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever know the guy, the Prince of Persia? He was a UFC fighter.
No.
Dude from Iran.
No.
He's like an OG. He's an OG.
I'm thinking of the boxer. Never mind. Go on.
Anyway, the Prince of Persia. He came in the shop one day. Dude's legit. Like I just knew he was legit. We started talking. We were
I love that
buddies.
game.
And we were just talking about everything they grow in Iran. He's from Iran. He's from Babylon.
He's like, it all crushes.
Yeah,
It's
he's
all
like, bro, our vegetables, our fruit, like everything grows so good there. Like the soil's
Saeed?
good, and so I don't know. So like Daniel, not to jump the gun on this, but we get down into verse 12. You know, they say you have to be eating everything the king serves. In verse 12, Daniel says, no, we can't. We don't want to defile ourselves. And he says, no, you guys are going to look terrible if you're not eating the king's food. He says, no, let's put it to the test.
This dude here.
Yeah, that's my guy, bro.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my guy.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Prince of Persia. No, he's legit, dude. He's legit. He's like
That's
in his
awesome.
50s now, just shredded. He's just like in great shape.
That's awesome.
But he was just talking about how good the food is there.
But they were seeing it as offensive that he wouldn't eat it.
Yeah,
Or
they didn't want to defile themselves. Yeah.
No. I'm saying the Babylonians who are trying to get him to eat it, and he's giving them pushback, and they're seeing it as like, this is offensive to the kingdom if you don't eat this.
Well, the servant is saying just specifically that you're going to look terrible, bro. Like, what do you mean you're going to eat just vegetables and herbs?
Oh, he's saying like you can't be a vegan bodybuilder.
Right, which I don't think Daniel was, because later he goes on a fast, not a complete fast, but he doesn't eat meat and wine. So I'm not saying this is forever, because people are like, oh, look, in Daniel it says they only eat vegetables, and your wife's carnivore. Like, what do you like? How do you defend that?
Veganism
Like,
is gay,
bro,
yeah.
what? No, it's like this is like the short time period, and that's what I'm saying. Is like the vegetables back then. Who knows how rad of vegetables they had back then that we don't even know about, dude?
Yeah.
You go in a grocery store in America, there's
Maybe
like
the protein was bioavailable.
there's like so little to pick from, bro. Like in Babylon back in the day, they could have had like the raddest foods with like tons of protein in some of the vegetables. Like, who knows, man?
Do you think, quick aside, that in the garden they were, what did he's not a doctor at all, homeboy who does Old World of Florida, he says
Longo.
Dr. Narco Longo. I'm just going to call him Narco Longo. I don't have enough respect to call him doctor. But he says that, Adam and Eve were fruitarians, that all they ate was fruit. And that is our natural state. But of course, we're not geared that way anymore. Something happened during a fall away.
Well, yeah. I mean, when Noah gets off the ark, God says, "All right, start eating the meat."
Yeah. So before that, we were just going hard on veggies and fruit.
Yeah.
All right.
And in a perfect world, man.
Well,
I mean, you probably could, but if you went vegetarian or vegan today, you know how much glyphosate you'd be eating? You'd be eating tons and tons of poison, bro.
Yeah.
Tons of poison.
When I eat
I mean, unless you
vegetables,
grew all your own, then you'd be all right. But bro, if you're eating the stuff in the store, dude, it's covered.
it tastes like plastic.
So Noah was basically vegetarian before.
It looks that way. It looks that way. Like they weren't eating meat. If I remember right, like they weren't eating meat up until then. Then after the flood, when he gets off the boat, is when God says, "Yeah, go ahead and eat the meat now."
This
know what must have been?
This is what I'm thinking about. It's like, because all this stuff is probably like Nephilimized, man. They were probably just like mixing animals. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the rabbit with the horns and the tentacles on his face? You didn't see that?
Oh, did you send me that, or
This
did,
is recent. This is like the past
Yeah, I
couple
did
of
see
weeks.
something about that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Dude.
It's like a disease that got loose in Colorado or something.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
that's-
Did you send me that?
Some deep
No,
underground
I didn't
military bases.
My mom sends me schizo
Oh, I
stuff.
get weird
but
stuff from
Oh,
weird
well,
people
we talked
too,
about this.
so-
We talked about this on Frank's.
Yeah.
Frank sent you schizo
It's,
stuff.
there it is right there. This guy's got like horns on his head or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
You know what
Because
must have been crazy?
There's just
Where-
weird stuff on the planet, man.
We're in
That
the-
doesn't even look real.
Well, we're in the days of Noah, and we're doing all this genetic manipulation.
It's back,
I think that we're back, baby.
It's back.
We're back. It's
Well,
the same
that's.
thing.
I mean, Jesus pinpointed 2 time periods, right? He said, "As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. As it was in the days of Lot, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man."
Ah.
Yeah.
I mean,
When Noah was told to eat the animals, and he was probably like, dude, what? Like, we've never, what? And then when he did it, he must have been like,
This is good.
you made them delicious? They've been delicious this whole time? That's crazy. God made them delicious and didn't tell anybody.
And who knows, like, what, dude, bro, who has any clue what that world looked like before the flood? Especially in the garden, but even outside the garden and after the curse, like pre-flood, who has any idea what that food was like, bro? It was like, was there just food growing everywhere that was like super healthy and nutritious, and it was whole foods? They weren't making Pop-Tarts. You know what I mean?
Thank God.
They weren't making like mac and cheese.
They don't make them the same anymore. So Daniel was a vegan bodybuilder. He goes, he's like, I'll show you.
But this is the big point. Like, this is the big point, especially when we did this with the boys the other week, because some of these kids are getting ready to go off to college, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to always be a Christian. I'm like, okay, but you boys are in the long game.
Yeah.
So I always try to tell them, like, that's great. You went to camp. You're on fire. I love that. That's
young lads.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you got to understand you're in the long game.
Yeah.
The long game.
That's the thing. Like when you're dealing with 17-year-olds, it's like, it's almost like, man, you have no idea what life's about to throw at you.
But you just tell them that.
Yeah.
And just make sure they know, and you show them this passage, because this is the key to Daniel's entire life, bro. He's like a teenager at this time. When we read the whole book, he's in Babylon the whole time till the Medes and Persians come and take over Babylon. So that's 70 years, bro. Mm-hmm. So he goes from this time period. He's like a teenager, I think is what the thought is. He lives another 70 years. He's in all these different kingdoms that come in. They all go, we want Daniel in the cabinet. They all come and say,
is Daniel one of those dudes that lives like hundreds of years?
No, don't think so.
Don't think so. Okay. So he was just old as.
But this is the key to the whole thing. Verse 8, Daniel purposed in his heart. This is the key to the whole book, bro. Like, this is the whole thing. He didn't just get into Babylon. Again, there's who knows how many tens of thousands of Jews are in Babylon now, right? Mm-hmm. This is the one dude who made a difference, right? He purposed in his heart ahead of time. Like that's the whole key to everything, bro. Like,
what does that mean? Like he made a conviction in himself.
Yeah. He said like, but it's funny because this is a food thing, which people think isn't a big deal, but like Adam and Eve's sin was food.
That's true.
Jesus' first temptation in the garden, or not in the garden, but in the wilderness, was in regards to food.
Yeah.
You know, he said, no, I won't miraculously make bread for myself. I'm going to miraculously make bread a little bit down the road, but for everybody else, but I won't do it for personal gain. But it was a food issue.
Food being like the ultimate desire of the flesh.
I mean, we talked about it before, right? That like demons will hunt us around the same way we hunt animals. Yeah, demons will hunt us around our carnal desires for food and sexual perversion. Like that's how they hunt us.
What do you think about those who say that the transgression in the garden was of a sexual nature, and the language is like masking that?
I don't know. What did Satan boned Eve?
That's the idea, and
I don't know if I get down with that. So like they both
Satan's
boned
seed.
her, and then
there's like a rare.
Sorry, David. Shut the one at, because with the microphone, we got to do one at a time.
Okay.
Oh, professionals, Dave. No, it's good. It's good.
All right.
So, I expect more from you.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna keep touching every time.
I really don't like that.
You're doing great.
No. We're rushing.
He's just excited because it's Bible stuff.
It's very exciting.
And I'm really relax.
Okay. All right. So
he'll be here. He'll be here every week. He said he's going to be here.
We're gonna do this every week.
You guys ain't gonna have me every week.
We're gonna do this every week. We got to remove the chairs if we do.
We'll figure it out. It'll be But okay, so go ahead.
So there's a rare instance where a woman can become pregnant by two individuals and bear twins.
Yeah. I already know where you're going.
Yeah. This is a whole.
I think no. But I think I've seen some stuff on that where it's like, so Cain was actually the child of Satan.
Yeah, serpent seed idea.
And then Abel was actually the kid of Adam. But they just both boned, and she got pregnant by both of them.
There are I think 8th and 11th century texts and that's like way after the fact, obviously, right? But that are, people have these convictions and they believe that was the case. And I forget exactly what those texts are, but it came up in the Cain thing that I'm looking into.
Okay, it's a crazy. I'm telling you, man. We're never going to get through this book, but...
Okay, all right.
Well, I don't like to automatically just brush stuff off and laugh at it, but I don't know. That one's like...
Fair enough.
It's the idea of Cain being the...
Oh, no. That's a whole nother... That's too much.
He's just a son of Adam. And there's wickedness in us.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Cain is a human. He's a son of Adam. He's a descendant of Adam. And there's wickedness in us.
Okay. Yeah.
And
so no on the sexual transgression.
You just like to be a little careful trying to pinpoint it, even with the Nephilim, which happened before the flood, but like the issue was man's heart became evil. Like it all comes back to man. Everything was given to man, so it always comes back to man.
Right. Yeah. See, that's another interesting idea, because like when we come at it from like, well, there were like Nephilim all over the place. And
Should I have not gave him the energy drink? Sorry for cutting you
No,
off.
probably
it's
not.
a lot, probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
love
have
your
that.
energy though, bro.
Yeah.
next time we'll give him a sedative.
Something to make me sleep. It's gonna be it's
No,
gonna be rough.
the thing is that like it's just the way the mic setup is. I'm just like, all right, we got to be a little more mic conscious, but it's fine. Yeah, like with the show, a lot of the times we'll talk about the idea of the Nephilim, and it's like, it's almost like a cop out to be like, well, there was like mad Nephilim on the earth in those days.
No,
And
man.
it's not just because some people like to go sons of Seth and then the transgressions of man, how wicked man was. And I was like, well, there's another side to that, right? There's Nephilim on the earth also. They had to be wiped out. But yeah, certainly both. Why not both?
Yeah.
Probably both, you know?
Definitely both. Definitely man is held. No, it's just like now, like people be like, oh, you don't understand. I had a demon. You're held responsible for if you have a demon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's you're the one that's giving permission. You're the one who's engaging in the thing that's
Straight
opening the
up.
doorways.
Like
And,
yeah.
yeah.
So not to go down a major rabbit trail, but if those Nephilims that died, they're part angel, part human. Like an angel's supposed to exist forever. If a human dies, there's a place for their spirit to go. Well, if a part angel, part human dies, there's nowhere for that spirit to go. So
Right.
the thought is those are the roaming spirits
They're hanging out here.
that
So
are
then-
entering people. They have to get inside people to act out their lusts.
Extra canonical text, Book of Enoch, yay or nay?
As far as
validity.
the Bible references it. So
Right.
yeah,
But a lot of people say no.
No,
It was
if the-
excluded for a reason.
Yeah, but if the Bible references it, then like think about in Jude, it says that Michael fought with Satan over the body of Moses. We don't have that story, but Jude tells that story like everybody's familiar with that story. That story's found in Enoch.
Was that? I don't.
Or even
I don't
like
know that
Janus
one.
and
I don't remember
Jambres.
that
Like I think Paul's talking to somebody. He must be talking to Timothy. He talks about how Janus and Jambres, how they were. Like that's how it's going to be in the last days. Well, Janus and Jambres aren't named in the Bible, but those are the names of the magicians in Egypt that's named in Enoch.
Is Janus
So I don't know. So say Enoch is this whole book. I don't know how I've read it, but can't remember how many chapters or how many verses it is. If there's one sentence that's wrong in it, it can't go in the scripture. Like I don't know. In the wisdom of God, it was found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like
found with like
1940.
Isaiah. It's just this book that it seems like the Bible writers assumed that people that were reading the Bible were already familiar with. It seems like that. It seems like that.
Interesting.
But you can hang your entire life on the Word of God if there's no Enoch or nothing else. And I don't need anything from Enoch to validate like Nephilim. Like it's like totally clear as you follow Israel and they come out of Egypt and then where they go on the way to the Promised Land, they're like wiping out Og, king of Bashan. Like you got that scenario. You got Rephaim. You got tons of Nephilim tribes, and then you end up wipe out everything.
It's interesting because people really fight on that one. They go,
About
no,
Enoch?
not Enoch specifically, but like the Nephilim in general. The idea of giants or anything like that.
They dig up the bones, bro. You can't really say there's.
We were talking about something recently, and the Smithsonian came up, and it was like, what about the Smithsonian? Where was that?
They got the bones and they hide the bones.
In
Like
the Hudson.
Yeah.
Or
No, because the thing is like everything happened by chance. They don't call it chance. They call it evolution. Everything came by evolution. It's just like everything was little, then it got bigger and smarter, which is exactly opposite of how God explains time in another
It's like
chapter or
stuff
two.
gets smaller, dog.
But so if you have like big people in the past, it doesn't fit the narrative.
okay, all right. So let's continue on.
Okay, so he purposed in his heart, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
the food thing, which we have, like, think of how many people are enslaved to food today, bro. Like, imagine if you have to tell people 100 years from now, like, oh, we had an epidemic, man. It was an obesity epidemic. You don't understand. There was pork chops and ice cream. Like,
Yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
be so crazy to, like, explain to people that there was an actual epidemic of sickness in our nation because we had so much food and people couldn't control it.
Yeah.
So, like, that's one layer to the scripture. I know some people don't like this. They say, oh, no, the scripture only means, like, one thing. But I think there's multiple layers to the scripture. And so, like, as we're talking about, they're going through, they're wiping out entire tribes and killing people in the Old Testament. That application isn't to us today. That's clearly not to us to be killing people. Like, ours is turn the other cheek, stuff like this. Well, there is another application to that. It's that we're at war with the spirit realm now. Like, our fight is not against flesh and blood, but it is against principalities and powers and rulers in high places now, right?
Right.
So, like, you take that natural thing that we learned through the scripture and there's a spiritual application to it. To me, it's the same thing here. Like, there's a natural application with the food, but the spiritual application is what are you feeding your spirit on? And this is the big thing, and this is what made him different. He purposed in his heart he wasn't going to feed on the same thing that the world fed on. And the world was going to tell him like, oh no, man, if you don't feed on what we feed on, you won't be cool. You won't fit in. You won't make money. You won't whatever. He said, let's put it to the test. Because the man of God will always say that. That's what
It's
he
an
says.
interesting move too to practice any sort of restriction in what I imagine is a city of abundance, much like New York City, where it's like everything you could want at any given moment is right around the corner. To do any sort of restriction like that is it's a spiritual challenge.
Amen. So you guys, I don't know, maybe you probably haven't run into this yet, but maybe if like God gives you light on a thing, then you start to hold other people accountable for the light that God has given you. If God's like explained something to you and giving you revelation and insight on a thing, maybe you guys hopefully never go through.
Yeah,
this.
I was gonna say I don't do that.
I was like super judgy on other people.
Really?
No,
Yeah, just like stuff the Lord showed me. Like for me personally, like you're talking about like discipline. Like that's the core of the word disciple.
I wouldn't do it because it was like only a few weeks ago I wasn't. So how could I then be like, oh?
It's been done to me, right? I think we had a private conversation about that sort of thing.
Sorry.
No.
He does that to us constantly. Yeah.
No. Like I mean, I don't know if you're comfortable with talking about what you said before about
I can talk about anything. Yeah.
Doing
Yeah,
meth in the
like,
dumpster.
No, he had your drug usage, and then you were still in the church actually telling people that you did this thing, and they're like judging you, but they have no real way of bringing you out of it, only to tell you like that you shouldn't. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's not. If I have those convictions for myself, like, those are probably for myself. I could show you what I do, how I live, and then if you want to kind of copy that after, that's on
the
you.
right thing. That's the right way to do it.
But it's slow. It's
It's like lead by example.
Yeah, but I didn't have that. I was like a junkie, and in that story, I had told the whole like Bible study group that I was still snorting oxycontins, and they were just like in terror, and then, which I get. But yeah, they didn't have anything to say, and I was like, oh no, it's not what you put in your body that makes you unclean. It's what comes out, right? But
That's fascinating.
Yeah, but then the Lord checked me on it himself. Like he checked me on it, and then I never did drugs ever again once we had that whole encounter. But I did have an issue where the Lord was dealing with me about not eating fast food. This is going to be stupid. I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh, no,
It was just a discipline thing. It was just like, bro, this is like a careless, frivolous lifestyle. Like you should be different with your money, different with your food and what you're eating, different with being prepared with food, and don't F around with food because it gets out of control quick, right? Does. But I would be judgy on people who ate fast food and like stuff like that. That wasn't the only thing. And the Lord had to finally deal with me and be like, bro, I didn't tell them that. Like I didn't talk to them about that. So there's stuff in the scripture that we hold each other accountable for. But if there's this thing the Lord's trying to talk to you about, you can't run around.
Yeah.
I can't run around and demand that other people, do what I'm saying that works for me.
Is that applied to like the plank in your eye kind of a deal, right? Where it's I have that issue with food in a big way because I used to be homeless. And so the idea of like not finishing all your food is like a huge issue for me. So I will like.
Same.
If I go. I'll clear my family's plate. Like if they're gonna go scrape something in the garbage, like no, dude, I'm eating all of the food that's on this table.
I respect that.
And but I also go like sometimes it's just like something snaps at me and I'm just eating everything. Like everything. I'm like going through. My wife's like, you ate dinner and then you had like several other things and you're still. And I'm like, that's
only because we have an abundance.
Yeah, it can't happen without the abundance, right?
Yeah. Well, and this is what we're talking about here, right? So is there an abundance in Babylon as well? This is like why people are kind of freaking out over there.
No, there has to be, right?
Matt's getting distracted.
Yeah. Well, it's the king's palace. That's what I'm saying. The average American lives like how a king used to live. That's all I'm trying to say. Like we walk in a building, like a giant building. There's a refrigerator section, freezer section, not refrigerated. There's all this stuff, bro. You have this.
I got like 3 refrigerators out there. It's wild,
bro. You have a box that has.
Do you see how disgusted he looked at you?
And you just like go around and you shove stuff in there from all around the planet, bro. And then you just get to the thing and you have you pull a card out. You go like this.
Yeah.
And you come home. You have food from all over the planet.
And then you
eat
part of it and you go, bro. You throw the rest in the trash.
Yeah. The only people who lived like that was kings, bro. Ever in history. And you talk about like poor people in America. It's like even poor people have like that much food.
We went to a restaurant yesterday and Top didn't finish like his piece of chicken.
Bro.
And you know what I did?
Got it?
I literally like took the chicken and I ate it.
Well, because I mean, I think I've learned a lesson of when I'm done eating, then I just stop eating now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I need to.
You
learn
don't
that
take a
lesson.
to-go box? I'm a to-go box guy, bro.
Yeah, I bring it to go.
Yeah.
I'll eat it later. Unless David ate it from me right there. But yeah, no, it's like that's the thing about what Daniel's doing. I guess it's purposing. So he's like showing this self-control, especially with the food.
Yes.
I'm trying my best to do that. And people get mad at me. They're like, you're not eating. Like my mom's in the chat. She's like, you're not eating. I was like, I ate his mama lobster out of your mind. I ate as much as I wanted.
Your mom's in the chat.
She's right there.
She's awesome.
She's saying that they didn't have a particular heart for God, those people.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, when I'm done, I'm done. I'm trying my best.
Sure.
Although sometimes I'll still be like, but most of the time I'm like, yo, bro, I'm done. And when I'm done, I'm done. And then we'll put it to the side.
Yeah,
Then he gets
respect that.
cranky.
But I like this dude too because he's like being faithful in a small thing, right? Like I was just talking about this to somebody the other day. When I first got converted, I couldn't talk. Like now you see, I just can't stop talking. But back then, I couldn't talk, man.
What do you mean you couldn't talk?
I was just an idiot, dude. I had no education.
That's literally never stopped
and
me.
I did a ton of drugs, and I was just like stupid and didn't know how to carry like normal conversations with people.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to preach the gospel, but I kind of couldn't. But I was always on job sites. I was a flooring installer. So I don't know if you guys ever use porta pots on construction sites, but it's like the most heinous, like just racial slurs and sexual perversion.
Oh, and you're writing scripture?
Swastika. Yeah, I used to always write Matthew 28:20. Jesus said, "I'm with you always, even until the end of the world."
That's nice.
And I just feel like the Lord knew my heart. He was like, "Bro, I know like you wanted to do something. Like you did this little thing." Yeah, I wrote on every porta pot.
I love that.
Every
God's
porta
like,
pot I was ever
that's-
in. I wrote that because that's all I had at the time.
You never know what
That's actually vandalism. So could you please?
it's actually.
No, it was only if there was one that was not written on, then I wouldn't do it. But if it already had all the racial
He's
slurs
like,
and
I would
stuff,
carve
I
it
was
in.
like,
So they
usually
couldn't
next
erase
to a
it.
swastika, I would write it because it was always like
I was going through
craziest
something
stuff.
one time, and I was really going through it. And long story short, I stumbled upon these words inside of a closet, and it said, "Come what may," and like somehow that little phrase like really lifted me up. And it was like, it doesn't matter what happens, like this is life.
Let's
Let
go.
whatever happen happen.
Amen.
And so you never know who that's going to help. It could be huge for a lot of people who are.
I just thought it was a rad
Crapping on
statement
sight.
because I was like, who else can make that promise?
Yeah.
I'm with you always, even
This is
until the
super
end of
rad
the world.
statement,
Yeah. No, for sure, man.
Okay, so he says, okay, prove your servants 10 days. So he puts it to the test. So I'm a man of God. I'm not going to go hide behind something or pretend like my God's real, but really I don't believe. Let's put it to the test, bro. So they put it to the test. They come back and they say, these guys look just as good as anybody who is eating all the king's meat. They said, okay, you passed the test. You don't have to defile yourself with the pork chops and the hot dogs.
There you go.
Based.
Okay, so 17. As for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. So that's what I'm saying, dude. These guys had soul. They had like soul strength, and they had spiritual
So that's
strength.
interesting. So as for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams.
Yeah, this is like next level wisdom.
That's the thing. Like, I wish. So whatever. I guess I'll just dox myself. My name is Daniel. That's
Holy
me.
wait, what?
Holy
Wait
what?
a second. Wait, what?
Oh,
Where's my
never say that on the show.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
crazy.
Come after me, dox me, bro. No, whatever. But David has these dreams, and then I'm like, should I be? Do me a favor there. Do you see that?
No, don't press the button,
See
Matt.
that
It's
pink,
fine.
The
It's
pink
fine.
box. No, the box on the right hand corner. That one right there. Yeah, press that one. David got these dreams.
You never interpret them.
I can't.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay, you said David.
No,
David.
David.
Oh, David has
Yeah,
a
I'm not
dream.
actually
Okay, got it.
named Raven.
Yeah, he's not.
That's what my last name means.
When I come into the coffee shop, Matt's like, "Where's the Raven?" And
I like the that's really nice. It's an unnecessary level of respect, but
No,
I
people
appreciate
love
it.
him. People love this guy.
Yeah, but
They say he's very distant, like he's in the room, but he's not in the room, but they love him.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did. I like that. Yeah, that's how I live.
He's got the dreams, and I can't
I
interpret them.
dreams.
I'm just like, that's a crazy dream. Or when he tells me I got a dream, I'm like, I don't want to hear it, dog.
You know what though? He says that, but if I tell him like, if
He
I call
kinda
him up
has an
and I go like, I have a
interpretation.
dream, he's like, "What's up, man?" Like he locks in. He's like,
Yeah.
because that happened when I told you
Yeah.
when I cried like a woman on the porch and I called you.
Yeah,
And I
that's
said I
true.
had something spoke to me and you said, "What? Tell me."
But
Tell
it's
me what it is.
interesting. All dreams. So like Daniel never missed.
No, Drew. No.
That's wild.
But we see what his secret was. His secret wasn't Daniel.
No,
His
it was
his
God.
secret was God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so God gives them like next level wisdom. Like James talks about that there's a wisdom of the earth and then there's a wisdom from heaven. Like that's 2 different things, right? So like this is another issue in the modern American church is like you get intellectuals just like preaching because they're smart. There's just smart people. Like
Jordan Peterson. Like have you heard his sermon from like Genesis, and I think he also has the Book of Revelation
No,
now.
I don't know, but yeah, maybe that. I don't know. I never heard
It's
him
an
preach, but like it's an intellectual. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's good on a level, but I'm like, but then knowing what I know now, going back listening to him, like you missed a lot, dog. A lot, most of it, but I think it's interesting to look from that perspective.
It's void of spirituality.
there's a thing people ask about like who's in the library, like how do you pick who's the books in the library? And I guess like the easiest explanation I could give is like anybody I've read and I'm reading their stuff, I'm like, dude, this guy knows God. Like that, like that's it. I don't even care what his theology is, what his doctrine, because everybody in the library is going to have different doctrines and different theologies. One guy's going to say pre-trib, another guy post-trib, mid-trib. Another guy doesn't even care. But like you're reading the guys, you're saying like, dude, this guy knows the Lord. Like that's all I care about when
Right.
somebody's talking. That's all I
Yeah.
care about. I don't want to argue. The Pharisees had flawless doctrine. Flawless doctrine. Job's buddies had
Right.
had flawless doctrine. You couldn't beat those guys in an argument. Any of those guys didn't matter. They didn't know the Lord.
That's
like-
what you had, right? When you're like defending your like snorting oxy, like
When you're writing it on the-
flawlessly. I could defend this, but it's like, well, what am I doing though? You know, like I could defend bad actions.
No,
all day
I was
long.
wrong. That was wrong. The other.
That was actually bad doctrine.
I didn't, but I thought it at the
Yeah.
time. I thought like,
Yeah.
no, man, I could just keep going. It's all I knew, bro. Since
Well,
I was 13, like that's the only way of life I knew was like, just being high all the time. So it was like there was no other option. I was like, what do you mean? I'm just like you. It's just I'm high all the time.
Well, that's what people say, that Satanists know the Bible better than you do, kind of a deal, right? It's like they understand, they know it all this, so they're going to use it as an argument against you. They can sit there and argue point by
That's
point.
what Satan did with Jesus and the temptation, bro.
Right.
He quoted scripture to him. They went back and forth. It is written. It is written. It is written. It is written.
Right, exactly. Man, all right, let's continue. Let's continue.
Okay, so all right, so he's got next level wisdom and understanding. Now at the end of the days, nobody was like these four guys. I'm not gonna read the whole thing in the King James because it's just wonky. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense to me, but most people just get lost when you're reading
So
the whole thing.
yeah. Well, I appreciate this. This is like the book of Daniel abridged.
Yeah. So verse 20, this is the last of chapter 1. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king required of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in his realm.
One more time. Can you say that one more time?
In all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them. So King Nebuchadnezzar, they brought him before him.
He found Daniel and his homies
10 times.
10 times better.
He found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. Remember, these dudes surround themselves with spiritual people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like they don't have astrologers and magicians around because they're like their accountants. It doesn't have anything to do with the natural realm.
They're
It's
like their
all
spiritual advisors.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, because they recognized the spirit realm back then. But he sees these dudes, he says they're 10 times stronger. But dude, if all the books, like this is a long game. Watch how much this guy kind of flip-flops a little bit. Nebuchadnezzar, he's like, oh, these guys are the best. And maybe he kind of forgets, then he kind of comes back to him.
That's the interesting part. Like he's constantly forgetting, and then he's kind of like, oh yeah, last
But
night.
it's
sounds
the long
familiar.
game, bro. It's the long game. And Daniel's there for 70 years, bro. And we have like 6 chapters. Like we read this like chapter 1 happened on Monday, chapter 2 happened on Tuesday, chapter 3 happened on Wednesday.
Well, that's what I said
Over
when we were
70
trying to
years,
find
bro.
it. I was like, this is a very short book, not a very long one
so
at all.
who knows what all was happening? Probably in the middle of all that, they had like their Epstein things, and Trump did this, and like
snap.
whoever else in the news did that, and
Yeah.
Putin and Trump are in Alaska.
But
like,
these are the
all this
highlights.
just meaningless stuff that
Yeah.
everybody just got caught up on. But like that, none of that mattered.
But
It just
God was
mattered.
like, this is what you need to know.
Yes. This is what the whole Bible is. God's like, bro, I got stories for days. Dude. I can tell you stories from like all over but these are the ones I want you to know.
That's why people go like, oh, other texts have all this stuff, and you're just relying on the Bible. It's like, well, this is like, if it had everything,
has
it would
everything.
be,
And I'm very
it would
happy.
be a big book.
Very happy to announce I found the version of the Bible that we usually look at with Ed because I used a different browser. But now we're back. This is
Oh,
like a
very
lot
cool. There we
nicer.
go.
Yeah. So people could follow along when we
and like
pull
a
it up.
readable one, doing a readable one because King James people just lose it.
You don't want the King. What version do you want? Actually, this is actually King James Bible online. So this is
Online,
what they
baby.
got.
Whatever.
Dog.
Yeah, that works.
Get smarter.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying. Be smarter, people.
Thee and thou.
I don't know if I told you guys I used to go to an all black church and they used,
nice.
yeah, they used King James, bro. So it was like
That's very
so then I
exciting.
asked the dude that because I met a dude at a Bible study, a black dude at a Bible study. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this dude knows the Lord.
Tell me the truth. Are all black churches more fun?
The music is. I used to play
They
with.
seem more fun.
No. The question was fun. Yeah,
They seem
and the
more
music
fun.
is way better.
I used to
bro.
play. I used to play with. Like I would travel to my friend's church, an old black church.
Would
and
you find the music is better there?
Way
Way
They're so
better.
much better.
Not even close, bro.
Not even close.
Now this one, I'm not saying all of them, but this one might have had some of the technical difficulties that we were having in the beginning. And
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So maybe some of that, but like
Yeah.
the music and the vibe was just like when I first went in, I was the only white guy, so I just kinda
Immaculate
went
vibes.
in, and I was like, well, I'll just chill over here to the right. But in 5 minutes, I was like clapping and dancing too. It was like,
Let me tell you something. A quick observation. They play music at the church all the time. It's good music, right? But when the
Here's the
Spanish
thing.
congregation got up and they played their music, I was like, dude, slaps.
There's an innate technical. Like they don't understand technically. Like I don't even know if they know how to read music. I was playing with the kid that was 12 years old. There's a old one of me, YouTube video,
And he just knows.
I'm playing something in D minor, and the dude's just on the drums. My boy's on the drums, and we're jamming in the church. And his little brother comes on the keyboard and just like doesn't ask. Usually, he'd be like, "Yo, what are you playing?"
oh, he just came right in,
He's
just
like,
started.
"Ding, ding, 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 ding,"
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then just freestyling.
yeah.
they innately understand
Yeah.
what you could do, what you can't do,
Yeah.
where you can go, where you can't go, and I'm just like, beautiful, man. And Spanish people is the same thing, but
just
we-
lesser degree.
We have other problems. We're good at music.
really
though.
the knife thing. All right, so please, let's continue.
Okay, so then that's how
He's 10 times better. Him and his homies are 10 times better,
I
right?
just threw that in there. That's how I got stuck on King James because everything they were quoting was King James. And I was like, bro, how come my Bible doesn't say the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
And then my buddy was like, and then I did, and that's just the Bible I
Wait,
locked in
how much
on.
did it deviate?
It's just the words.
It's just the words, yeah. It's
Okay,
just they were
okay.
quoting things, and the quote, like when you go to quote a passage, wasn't the same thing. You know, it was close. And my guy, who was like an advisor to me at the time, or not an advisor, he was like because we're reading Daniel, he was like an advisor to the king. No,
Yeah.
he was just like my guy. He was like a
Mentor.
Mentor, yeah, he was like a mentor. He's like, bro, you need to be in the King James, so when we talk, it's like making the same sense.
Gotcha.
And then that just went on for so long. That's just what I locked in with.
We've
but now
done
I've
that.
noticed with Bible studies, it's just kind of tough for people.
Yeah.
We've done it with Ed sometimes, and it's harder because he's in California, so he'll be reading.
Where
like,
does he live in California?
I don't know.
I think Ed's got money. I think he's got
Okay,
money.
but we don't know. I don't
think
know.
Ed's got
Somewhere
money,
northern
dude.
California.
That's where I'm from. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, no, he lives on like a vineyard.
No,
He's got
yeah,
like
That's I'm
700
from, like
acres.
vineyard country, dude.
I don't know where it's from. He's lying to you.
He
But
has servants.
He'll be reading from the Book of Revelation, and I'm bringing up the King James, and he's reading it word for word, but it's like slightly different. I'm like, he looks like a liar right now.
Yeah.
To the people,
Yeah.
because the words are. But like, you gotta understand, it's still different. Whatever. We'll continue.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so then in 21 it just makes a reference like Daniel continued even under the first year of King Cyrus. So they're just saying like, yo, he's in this a long time. This story takes over a long time. Okay, in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams wherewith his spirit was troubled, and his sleep broke from him. Right, so he's like a very troublesome dream, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe he's in love with a man on a ship that has like.
I wasn't in love with that
Newsom
man. I
vibes.
just was
It's
admiring
something
him.
like that.
Yeah, he's just an admirable. Like
Let him talk. Don't cut off the guest.
No,
He's
I had
besmirching
that
me.
coming. I had that coming. So he wakes up and he's just aggravated. He's just like, ugh. And then so he calls all of the spiritual people together who he's paying for, right? He says, all right, what was my dream and the interpretation? All these guys say, yeah, just tell us the dream. We'll give you the interpretation, because who can't? You know, like, you tell us the dream. We'll make some cute story out of it. He says, no, you're just trying to buy time right now. If you don't tell me my dream and the interpretation, I'm killing all of you.
wow,
Gangster.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, this is chapter 2. This is what's going on. It's like verse 1.
This is why they are the head of gold, because in politics, honestly, dude, listen, if I elect you to politics,
You're gonna make an
I'm just
argument
make this about politics.
Oh my
Like,
god,
you said you were going to fix something, and then you don't. Cut their head off.
that's
like,
so
let's
crazy.
keep moving.
No, that's who he is. You
No,
hear that?
not just that. Verse 5, the thing is gone from me. This is what he tells all these guys. It's gone from me.
You know,
If you don't make known unto me the dream with the interpretation, you'll be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill.
Yeah, dog.
People aren't ready for the Bible, bro. That's
crazy.
They think it's like cute and lovely and
Yeah.
sweet, and it's not. It's just raw, hardcore story of the reality of life. Like the Bible never claims to be a religion,
Right.
Ever. There's never.
It's just a story.
It claims to be reality.
It's telling you
It
it's
says,
a history book.
Here's the story of reality. You do what you want with it, but this is the story of reality.
Yeah.
Like, why would all this stuff be in here if you were just trying to start a religion?
that's crazy. That's crazy. How your house should be made a dung pile.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
And the thing is, like I read it, and it's like that's fun to say, but they probably did it.
Like
it's
he showed up and
it's probably taken some time to do too. Imagine making this in my house into a dung pile.
how
Like,
many
it's gonna be a
dudes? What are you
while.
feeding them?
They don't have bulldozers. Who knows how they did it?
Bulldozers, right? Yeah, they just
I mean,
Feeding them pork chops and hot dogs, and like go.
but they're about it though. I like it. I respect it.
so okay, so all the way through 9, he's saying like you guys aren't figuring it out. Verse 10, he's getting more and more pissed. 11, they're saying nobody's ever asked anybody to do this. Like nobody's ever said you had to tell me my dream, and I don't even know what it is. So Nebuchadnezzar becomes furious in verse 12 and commands to destroy all the wise men of Babylon, which Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they're part of that.
Yeah.
So the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom. This dude's just calm, cool, and collective, bro. Just like all the time, he's chill.
What if we did something different than that?
He never would. He's always just chill. So he says, "Hey, why is verse 15? He says, why is the decree so hasty?" And then Arioch, who's the guy in charge, he says, "Yeah, man, he's gonna kill everybody." Daniel says, "Can I get a little bit of time? Can I just get a little bit of time? Like I get it. He wants an answer, no problem. But can you give me a minute?" So he says, verse 16, he says, Daniel goes in desired of the king. So it looks like he went straight in and talked to the king and said, hey, man, give me a minute and I'll show you the interpretation. Now, this is before he knows the interpretation. Verse 17, then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercies of the God of heaven concerning the secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not die with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. So this is like you see in the movies where the guy goes, cover me, I'm going in.
Nice.
That's what he's doing. He tells the boys, fellas, you got to pray.
Yeah.
You got to pray. Like if we don't get an answer, we're going to die. People don't pray like that anymore, right? They just pray sweet things for like nice things. They want more stuff. People don't pray anymore like they're going to die.
Well, yeah, I was going to say,
man.
if you have an extreme motivator, and that's an extreme motivator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, verse 19. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. So it's a night vision. Maybe you call it a dream, maybe not. Maybe it's a vision, but it's just in the night. And then Daniel blesses the God of heaven, and then he just makes this incredible prayer.
Well, what does that mean?
What do you mean?
If you bless God.
That's like, God, you crush, man.
Yeah, you praise him and worship him. Yeah.
Okay.
You praise him and worship him and give him the honor that he's owed.
Can I
This
ask
is
you
like
something?
something.
Go ahead.
So that we were talking with Ed Mabry about this. I think this is the episode where you're like, should I talk with these guys about the idea of blessing Israel? That scripture in Genesis is supposed to be like, politicians use it and they say we should give them money and support everything they do. But Ed was saying that blessing just means kind of like, hope you do good, man.
Hope you crush.
Yeah, hope you don't die tomorrow. Like, I hope you do good. Cursing would be the opposite of that. So, like, to bless God is just an odd statement for me. It's kind of like...
Right. But what can we give him other than, like, our praise and worship? Like, we can't...
Yeah, what could you offer?
And even that, we know he doesn't need any of that.
Some
You'll
oils?
probably get in the chat, like, oh, God doesn't need anything. I get it. But, like, that's all we got. Like, that's all we can give is our will.
Praise.
That's all we got.
Yeah. When you pray, do you...
Pray out loud.
Well, do you do it out loud? And do you speak like... do you get hung up on the words that you're using? Where, like, you're coming to God in a much more formal way? No, right? Okay, that's cool. I like that.
No, bro. So he knows.
I'm disgusted.
No,
you
I'm not
asked.
disgusted. I didn't mean to look like that. If I
why
did,
do you ask stupid?
No, I'm just saying you have to talk. No, I'm so glad you said this.
It has to be
exactly who you are. He knows exactly who you are.
Yeah.
So like, if you try to like sugarcoat it, like I was just in a funeral and the guy's like talk like the guy gets the mic and he starts talking like an actor.
Yeah.
And I'm already irritable. I'm already like I just want to go. I don't like. I love this man that we're here to honor. But like I hate this whole like voice thing where you start pretending you're somebody else. Never ever do that to God. He says, I know my sheep know my voice. Like he talks to us in a way we understand. He talks to people in China. He talks to people who speak Chinese. He talks to people who speak Spanish. He talks to people who speak like all the languages. Like he talks to you how you talk. Like that's what he does.
Okay.
So you just talk to him in the most plainest way, but the most raw. Like the most raw and most plain and all the things you would never say to anybody. You say that stuff to God.
Oh, all right. So second question. I talk to God in two ways. One of them is like if I'm driving, I just talk to God. Like I talk like just chopping it up. But then if I'm praying, which usually is a pretty simple prayer, it's like whatever you want me to do, I want to do that thing. But Top thinks this is weird, and I want to know if you think it's weird, it's okay.
What do I think is weird?
When I do that, obviously when I drive the car, I'm wearing clothes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, I don't think it's weird.
Oh, you don't think it's weird?
I think you're weird.
Oh. Well, when I pray, I typically do that. I do that in the shower because I think there's something with
Nothing
water.
wrong with that.
And also, because I'm in the shower.
Pray at all times is what the scripture says, man.
Yeah.
There's like no wrong time. But I like what you're saying. You're just communicating with God even about your day. Dude. Like if something crazy happens, you just like talk to God about it. Just like you would with anybody, But it's different. It's different. He's the creator of the universe and he's owed respect and honor. But like to respect and honor him is to be close to him because he loves you. He's a jealous God. Think of how crazy of a statement that is, bro. It's not even that like he cares what you're doing. He's jealous. You know how crazy of a statement that is. He's like,
I like that.
What were you doing with the world today? Like, bro, what about me? Like, you didn't have any time with me, and you were like doing this, that, and that in the world. You had all that time to do that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to read the scripture to know his character, to know who he is, to know how to communicate with him.
Mm-hmm. All right.
If you don't, and the communication has to be like as real and raw as anything in your life. Like I've talked to people before. They're like, yeah, I'm embarrassed to bring this up before God, and I'm always like,
why?
He
already knows.
He already knows.
He already knows, dude.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like he already knows. You have to talk to him about it. well, I'm embarrassed. It's the sin I'm dealing with. He already knows. Like, you have to talk
It's
to
more
him.
embarrassing that you aren't saying it. Like, you think he doesn't know.
But I don't know if I can quit. Tell him that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to quit. Tell him that.
Yeah.
Say the whole thing. Say everything you're thinking. Just bring it to God. Tell him the whole thing. And then say, like you're saying, what do you want me to do?
It's interesting.
Like, I want to quit this, but I can't. But I know you can help me quit it. So what do you want to do here? How much of this is like my willpower, and how much of this is like you're going to help me overcome it? Like, how do you want to work this out? But I have to stop doing this.
Yeah. I think it's obvious, like, you know, to achieve certain things, you need to do it through God. But God also likes when you participate. You know what I mean? So, like, a lot of people will be like, pray for a thing and just wait around for a thing to happen. It's like, no. You know, you're doing this through God, but you need to be active. Like, you got to start moving around.
The reference is to birds, right? He says that, like, look at the birds. Like, they don't store up in storehouses. They don't store up in barns, man. They don't worry. They don't get anxiety about food. And look how God takes care of them. And surely he cares more about you than the birds. But watch the birds, bro.
Birds are crushing.
Because you'll never see a bird just be out there just like...
Most of them are fake, dog. I don't know if you know
that's
that.
true.
They're government drones.
Well, they recharge on the...
Not to deviate, but the chat seems to love the guest. His name is Matt.
Wow.
They like Matt. So amen, Matt.
Matt's
You
crushing
guys
right
are
now.
just gassing me up. You
No,
guys did
they
this
like
last
you.
time, bro.
They like
I didn't type that.
They like the Bible, bro. That's if you talk Bible, people love the Bible, bro.
Well, they don't like us.
They just don't like us.
They don't like us. They say horrifying
Well, no, there
things
was that
typically about
moment
us.
where it looked like when your dad used to backhand your mom at the dinner table. You guys did have that moment over there.
Yeah, he's very grouchy. He gets very grouchy. Sometimes I think about. I'm like, I gotta correct him for stuff, and I don't even have anything to correct him about. So I'm like, I'm
Wait,
trying
can
to
I
think.
just finish the thing about the birds? Because you went into the bird.
Go ahead. He's telling us about the
think
birds
about
and
the
the
birds,
bees.
bro. Like,
Birds
like
crush.
you never see a bird just.
That's
waiting
true.
for a worm to fall out of the sky. Never.
Yeah.
If you watch a worm, they're grimy, bro. They're in the dirt. They're in the
they're
tree.
working.
They're down. They're up. They're over here. They're over. But they know if they're out there doing it, they're gonna get the food.
That's where people say, like, you know, I hope that God will open up certain doors for me and things like this. Like,
Keep
yeah,
grinding.
but
Keep
you got to
grinding.
move through the door.
Yeah.
If the door opens,
Yes.
you got to be moving through the door.
What
you
did
know?
Ravenhill used to say? The
Who?
Bro, do you not know Leonard Ravenhill?
No,
Oh
dude.
my
Ravenhill?
God, bro, the best, dude. Like the most gangster preacher ever.
Oh,
Like,
okay, yeah. I don't know. I was, you know.
I'll get
We
you some
spoke about him
videos.
last week at the coffee shop.
That's not true.
Ravenhill. I did bring him up.
Oh, you brought him up.
Yeah.
I have no memory.
He used to
whatsoever.
say the opportunity of a lifetime must be seized during the lifetime of the opportunity.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said that. I remember that crushed. I see. If you never told me that,
I don't think I said that quote.
you said that quote. Yeah.
No, but it's true. It's true. If there's a thing, I've
Well, I've been
spoken-
telling people Matt said that.
Well, I've spoken to you about this, about like specifically what we're doing now. Like we met you at the time where we're like, you know what? We're gonna invest in the cameras. We're gonna invest in more mics. We're gonna do a studio. And it's kind of like, why? I was like, the opportunities right now. That's when you do it. And it's like a crazy side. You saw what we did. This stuff. It's insane. But we're like, the opportunity is now. And it's like, if you don't move, then don't even bother.
Wait, and you guys have shifted to more like Bible-based stuff?
Well, the
that's
foundation
after
was
he
always
got-
Because
when you
people were
got-
asking me, like, what's up with these guys, dude? They're like crazy
Yeah.
and but,
Terrible
like,
people.
Nephilim Death Squad.
Well,
like,
look,
there's got
look.
Skull and Bones. Like, what's their story?
This is what I'm. This is and then it's
It's a little bit of a miss. I mean, I like the Skull and Bones.
I think it's great.
Oh yeah, if it's Goliath's skull, which I think that's
That's
what
the
we kind of
thing, yeah.
referred to
That's
it
the
now.
idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he asked us. He's like, "What is Nephilim Death Squad?" It's like it doesn't mean. It means like we are the Death Squad.
Yeah, we kill them.
We kill.
Yeah,
we kill
I like
them.
that. I like that.
Look, this is where a lot of people's
Not really.
gripe with us is the foundation of the show is Jesus Christ, because we came at this entire thing being like conspiracy through the biblical lens, because he and I were both.
How long ago did you guys connect to start doing the podcast?
we connected pretty
'Cause
much as soon as the
everybody's
podcast-
asked me like tons of questions.
So I had started.
Why are they asking so many questions?
I do like the Top Lobsta thing. That's all like the artwork, all the stuff like this. So I had like a online presence with the Mandela effect.
yeah.
Bro,
That's cool. Right? I had started like doing digital media and building an online presence for a long time, like based in comedy and things like that. But I had like a following, and then I said, you know what, I want to do a show because I see a lot of other guys doing it, and then I decided to do a conspiracy type show. He was doing
that.
one, yeah, because it's like it's like I'm gonna do something I'm interested in. He was doing one at the same time. He's like, hey, will you watch my show? I said, absolutely. I don't know why. I listened to his show. It's
crazy
And I
move.
thought, I was like, hey, this guy's pretty good. I think he's on to something. And then we just started, like random stranger. I was like, let's do it together. Like we'll do it at the same time. And that's how it started. So I don't know him.
how long ago was that? That's what I'm saying.
But not even
Year
2
and a
years.
half? Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah,
almost
but
2
maybe
years.
a year
But
and
you
three
guys were
quarters.
both in like Florida.
Yeah, we both escaped the East Coast.
I had moved here fairly recently.
How did you guys end up in this area though?
I bought this place in
But
this
you're like
area.
a city slicker, and you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna move to like the
well,
middle
that's
of
pretty
nowhere.
easy. The lockdowns, Florida was pretty based on the lockdowns.
So you were just like, yo, I'm ready to just be a country boy now.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing the work, and I know about this stuff, but I never had the space to do it. And I was like, I got to get out of the grind. I got to get out of this like concrete jungle. And we moved here. We have some family around the villages, so I was like, this is a good spot. And also geographically, I'm like, if things go sideways, these old people always need a truck. I used to drive a tractor trailer. I was like, I could do that. I could do construction.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
I would have never thought that.
Heavy construction is what I do, what I'm good at, and like operation of machinery. So like that's like what I did before in New York.
Bro, I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. Now I'm doing like, it's weird. The artistic side of me is almost opposite of that, like swinging a hammer and building the tracks in the subway in New York City. But that's like what I did. I saw this place and I was like, rural enough, far away enough, but also I could like it just seemed like a good opportunity. So we just came out here. My parents came. And that's
Jackpot.
it.
No, it's always wild how people get here because nobody's from here.
No one's from here.
yeah.
It's wild. That's what I'm saying. Like to move here and then meet you.
So who moved
strange.
first? The Raven guy here first?
That's a good question.
Well, I've been here for a while. He was in Tampa. Then he moved down here.
How long were you in Tampa?
I guess it's only been 3 years I've been in Florida.
You're
3
doing like
years,
comedy
maybe
shows in
4.
Tampa and stuff?
No. I moved from New Jersey to Tampa. Well, to Tampa area. Yeah, and I was a fabricator for a while out here.
Yeah.
No way. You guys
Yeah.
are like construction guys too? I would never guess that.
That's
Yeah.
why we're so awful.
That's why we're terrible speakers and and bad.
No, but construction people are usually raw. Like they just want to get to the point, dude. Shenanigans. So
Yeah,
that's how you
not
guys
us.
are
We
getting
beat
down in the
around the
Bible.
bush.
You're like, yeah, let's just get to the point. Like, what's going on here?
It was, I would call it serendipitous, the way that things unfolded with this show. And then also, not to toot our own horn, but the popularity of the show was, it kind of had its own thing going on. It wasn't us. I would always attribute that to God. It was like as soon as, because I've been a podcaster as well as a welder and a fabricator for like, I guess about a decade almost.
way.
It's 8 years, 7 or 8 years. So, and to just zero success. And I've always been this like unhinged conspiracy kind of guy.
Like that.
Long story short, I think it was like you start pursuing the truth leads you to Jesus Christ. If you build your foundation, which is what this show is built on, is Jesus, then good things happen. And so I attribute the success of the show to don't laugh at that, Matt. No, God, that was a mishap.
It's a Freudian slip.
No, it's not a Freudian sleep. So I just think that's why.
It's almost self-serving, right? Like it's like you realize is like, well, this thing continues to feed you, or this thing continues to bring you good, and you're like, well, I'll just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Duh. And then you keep doing it, and you're like,
This is getting
do more of that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you'd be stupid not to.
Well, I mean, you understand how I recognize it constantly. Like, you want to talk about blessed. This is what I get to. I would pursue this anyway, but now I get to build my life off of it. Like, that's unbelievable.
They want us to dox ourselves. No.
Where to stop live.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue in the actual Bible. Interesting
You
stuff.
see, they don't always like me. Look at that one.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Shout out Sunday.
Funny thing is that person pays to be there.
Yeah, they actually pay to be here.
So how many people are saying comments? Like how many comments are happening?
So there's 500 watching live, and that's not on. If we check out Rumble, there's a lot more.
Probably
on
a few
Rumble.
hundred on there too. Yeah.
And then
But how many things are people saying? There's like a
Oh,
ton
they're
of
saying a lot of
crazy
things.
stuff.
A lot of it is probably real bad if you
the
look
truth
at
of the matter is that it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
No, they have their own side conversations on here while we talk.
Oh, okay. So some of that
Yeah.
doesn't have to do with
No, a lot of it isn't even to us at all. They're hanging with the homies in the chat. That's
No, I
what's
respect
that's
that.
actually
I
really cool.
respect that.
Actually,
Okay, so this is one of the most powerful prayers like in the Bible. Like
Let's
Daniel
go.
just blesses God. So if you ever have a question, actually this is exactly what you should do, bro. At any time where you say, what does it mean to bless God? Where Daniel blessed God, go ahead and read what he did.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's this praise and worship prayer that he's offering to God. I don't really want to read it. It's like so gangster.
wow,
but
you
it's
really
just,
like set it up like it was super dope, and then
He's
you're
like,
like, I don't
"I'm not
really want to
gonna
read
no,
that.
I'll read it. You may read it in
Yeah,
KJV
please read it,
though, or
absolutely.
can we read it in the normal?
You want to read it in the no? You want me to read it? I have it
Yeah,
here in
King
front of
James.
me.
I just feel like people lose it.
There you go.
I
It's
got
over
it.
there.
I got it pulled up here. So I mean, it'll sound weird for them. What do you think?
You want me to read it in King James?
Yeah. Go ahead. So from 20.
Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changes the times and seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. Just remember that. Remember that. Like what I keep saying, like, is Trump good or bad? I don't care if Trump's good or bad. Like, just completely irrelevant. God sets up kings. He removes kings. He does it with Nebuchadnezzar, too. Which, this is a long game. This is a long story for Nebuchadnezzar. He's going to F around and find out. Because, like, in the beginning, he thinks he's somebody important. He gives wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So that's how they get it. He reveals the deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness, and the light dwells with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou God of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee. For thou hast now made known unto us the king's matter. Therefore Daniel went in unto Arioch, whom the king had ordained to destroy the wise men of Babylon. He went and said thus unto him, Destroy not the wise men of Babylon. Bring me in before the king, and I'll show unto the king the interpretation. So Daniel saves all the wise men. He doesn't just save him. It's like when Paul's on the ship in the book of Acts. I think we talked about that before, and he saved everybody on the ship because he was tight with God.
I want to hear. I don't want this episode to end without hearing the dream interpretation. I mean, I know what the dream but it's like it's a good story.
We'll do it. Yeah. Oh, we gotta go.
No, we don't have to go. No,
he
just said it like we had to go.
No, I didn't mean to.
Do you think we can get to? Because there was some stuff about Nebuchadnezzar you were saying to me. I don't know, some like weird Bigfoot stuff. Will we get to that?
Oh, when he turns into a Sasquatch, I think that's.
I mean, yeah,
bro.
that's. I
don't know if
we're
gonna get that far. If we're
7 years of Sasquatch.
I don't care. I could talk all night. I don't know how long the podcast is supposed to go.
I don't know how long it's supposed to go.
I'm good for whatever.
How long do you think it's supposed to go?
I don't know. All right, let's do what we can. Just
But I'm not gonna jump over stuff. We got
7 years of Sasquatch.
No, listen. If people got to come back next week, then they got to come back next week.
No, I'll go. Like I can go, whatever. So, okay, but we're right in the middle of this. Then Arioch brought in Daniel before the king in haste and said unto him, I found a man of the captives of Judah that will make known unto the king the interpretation. Remember, he already knew they were 10 times better than the rest?
Yeah.
Remember we already knew that? It's like he forgot again.
Yeah, why didn't he just come to them in the first place instead of dealing with these?
Bro, there's Epstein, there's Trump,
That's right.
There's Alaska, there's Putin.
This could have been like 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, how come?
Even if it was a year.
You forget a lot in a year.
Yeah, the news cycle. You know, it's just like all this stuff happened. That's why you got a purpose in your heart, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the whole core of like the purposing in your heart. If you don't, then just the whole busyness of things, you're just going to be gone. Like, I think how many people are in debt, bro? They didn't set out to be in debt. They just all of a sudden bought a $30 thing, and then a $17 thing, and then a $500 thing, and then they had to get a new car. And next thing you know, they're like way in debt. They didn't purpose in their heart ahead of time. It's just that if you don't purpose in your heart, you're going to go the way of the world.
All right, fair enough.
The king answered and said to Daniel, whose name was Belshazzar, Are you able to make known unto me the dream which I have seen in the interpretation? This is always the character of a man of God. This is like Joseph. This is very similar to Joseph's story in Egypt, but this is always the character of a man of God. Daniel answered in the presence of the king and said, The secret which the king has demanded cannot the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, the soothsayers show unto the king. But there's a God in heaven that reveals secrets and makes known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Daniel doesn't take credit for it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You better not.
Yeah. Thy dream and thy visions, thy dream and the visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. As for thee, O king, thy thoughts came in thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter. And he that reveals secrets, he's talking about God. That's just a name he just gave him. He that reveals secrets makes known to thee what shall come to pass. But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom that I have, more than any living, but for their sakes that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that you might know the thoughts of your heart. Thou, O king, saw, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, and his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. You saw till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and broke them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away. You know, there's the Avengers movie where the guy goes like that, and
everybody turns to dust.
Yeah, he says that. He says.
By the way, he didn't tell anybody, like, because he wants people to interpret his dream, but he's like, I'm not telling you
anything.
Like, you got to tell me. I'll know if you're lying.
Then I'll know you know the interpretation.
That's wild.
Yeah, yeah.
The wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before you, king. Just keep grinding. Should we just keep grinding?
Yeah, dude, grind away.
Yeah. Thou, O king, art a king of kings. For the God of heaven has given you a kingdom, power, and strength and glory. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven has he given into your hand, and has made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaks in pieces and subdues all things, and as iron that breaks all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas you saw the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as you saw the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron, part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas you saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. You guys ever read this verse before? I wondered if you were going to key in on it.
Not straight through like this.
I've read it, but this part, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men.
Who is they? Oh, they. Hey.
This is going to get rowdy. And whereas you saw iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
Mm-hmm.
This is, actually, do you know who L.A. Marzulli is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love the dude L.A. Marzulli. He's an
Marzulli
OG,
crushes.
too.
And you know what? Because Top has an attitude, right?
No.
You guys had him on.
L.A. didn't like it. LA
He
kept
said cuss
correcting
words.
you.
He said cuss words.
He said cuss words. He gave him an attitude, and LA said,
no.
And
I think
then,
he
like,
liked you
weird
guys.
stuff
You guys should have him on again, bro.
I would love to have LA Marzulli.
We'll reach
on.
out, but this is So I've read this obviously a long time ago, but like this is one of the scriptures that he does quote. Like he's big on 3:15. Genesis.
What's his point he's making there?
This one here about
I think I know what the point is.
That they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another.
You ever hear of the black-eyed children?
No. This is interesting.
Honestly, I think that's what it's in reference. That's what I feel. And
He's not talking about black-eyed children, is he?
L.A. Marzulli? Oh yeah, dude. He's talking about the entire UFO deception, being of the Nephilim, being of the fallen, and trying to create.
He thinks
blending
it's
of us.
a breeding program. And I think he's not completely wrong there. But yeah, that scripture here specifically about mingling themselves with the seed of men. He thinks that the Nephilim, or the current iteration of the Nephilim, are having a reproduction issue. So this is why you get UFO, you get abductions, you get a lot of like weird butt stuff, and like they're doing things with the woman's organs, they're stealing sperm, they're taking parts from cows.
Well, that is the weird thing about the alien thing, and I get it. Like, only crazy people believe in aliens, but like, or only crazy people have been abducted. But it's like, even Chuck Missler used to talk about, bro, like they all have the same story for decades.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like people all over the planet. They've never talked together. How do they all have the same story when they get abducted? That they get taken and they get tampered with their reproductive parts.
Yeah,
they're doing the same thing. From here, they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron does not mix with clay. So he uses that scripture as they will not cleave. Like it's hard for them to impregnate the woman as readily as they were doing in Genesis 6.
Well, it's not even just that.
That's an interesting perspective.
This is from Karen Wilkinson and other female abductee victims who have been impregnated, lost the pregnancy. They're often abducted in the future again, and through regressive hypnosis, they're like, yeah, these things are trying to introduce me to these black-eyed children that are my offspring, and they're saying like something's wrong. And I think we need you. We need the mother, and she can't connect with them. So these kids, these black-eyed children that are like hybridized, are not working. They're messed up.
So are black-eyed children the one that like if you live
when
on
they
the
talk back
if you
and
live
you
on
hit
the 20th floor and like there's something knocks on your door, like on your stoop, like on your.
So all right, this is what the black-eyed children are. They're abducting human women. They're doing this impregnation program or whatever. They are sometimes coming back and actually pregnant. They'll go to doctors, and the doctors will say, "Yeah, you're definitively pregnant." And then suddenly one day the pregnancy will mysteriously vanish.
It's not just the crazy part is it's not just like alien stuff, like where it's like you think of an abduction on a operating table and they're like in a white cell room. You've heard this kind of alien abduction story, but like it can go to your sleep paralysis dreams with the idea of incubus and succubus that come to people at the night and they tempt them with sexual things like that. It gets real. People that we've spoken to, it can get really weird, but they think that it has to do a lot with this, where they're kind of reflecting on like not mingling. The seed will not mingle, so they have to figure out another way to mix this. I don't know.
They're trying. I think
That's if you of the mind that.
No, I
it's
just
all
think I remember
genetics.
the dude Timothy Alberino. Did you guys have Timothy Alberino?
We had Timothy
yeah,
Alberino,
So
yeah.
I remember him. I think I remember him
Indiana
saying something
Moans.
about like
Indiana
never
Moans,
have like they'll come to your door and ask, "Can we just get something to eat?" He's like, "Never let them in." Like never.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm talking specifically about the black-eyed children are just the children of abductee victims. And long story short, when they're talking about the they shall not mingle themselves, the iron and the clay won't mix. These kids, they're not working. So there's a phenomenon where several abductee victims are like, yeah, I have children. They're up there somewhere. I see them every once in a while in an abduction experience. And when I do see them, they're off. There's something wrong. And even the aliens, whether the tall grays or the insectoids, are speaking to them
Look at Matt's
telepathically.
face. He's like, "What the hell?"
No,
are you
I
guys
just
talking
like I don't know
about?"
anything about this.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
I've like watched some shows on it or
No,
whatever.
they'll
but
talk
it's like,
to
I just
them,
don't know nothing about it.
And they'll say like something is wrong. They'll go to the human women and be like, make it work. Like this kid is all messed up. Make him work. So they want a suitable, I guess, bridge between the species.
Spencer P is saying like in Matthew where they're talking about the wheat and the tares, let them grow up together and then be divided. That's like a lot of people think that is like behavioral of human beings, but some people think that could also be like, hey, they're going to be growing. Like I don't know. I think there's lizard people walking among us. So this is kind of like this is a strange idea.
What if Matt was a lizard person?
He
And
could
you
be.
invited him in your home.
I'm definitely not.
All right, let's continue with the actual like biblical
Well,
prophecy.
no, we need to unpack this now then. So it's like, it's this
huge.
image. He says, okay, there's this image. You know how people are like, oh man, history, gets better and better. We're the most advanced. We're like the, what is the one political part? Progressive. We're like progressing. That's not how God sees it. God says, no, like Babylon was like a kingdom of gold.
Yeah.
Then it just gets worse from there, dude. Then who comes next? The Medes and the Persians, they're like a kingdom of silver. Then Greece is like a kingdom of bronze. And then Rome is basically a kingdom of iron.
Right.
And there's this weird thing where Rome is kind of two things.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind.
I think
No,
you would
No,
love
I saw
Ed
how
Mabry.
he said,
You would
I
love
saw how
Ed,
he
Ed
said
Mabry.
that. There's
I think they would crush.
Well, no, there's a lot of old timers that always looked at the Vatican as like the Antichrist system, like as like all the old timers saw it like that, bro. So you have like Rome, you've got like the government of Rome, and then you have like papal Rome. It's like these two things, dude. It's
So
like,
Rome never goes away.
yeah, it's like you have Rome as like a world power, but then you have the Vatican, which is Rome, kinda.
Yeah.
It's like it's two legs. Like it's two legs. You have like
Oh, that's interesting.
You have like Rome, but then you have like the Vatican, and
I
their
like that.
tentacles are in everything, bro. The Vatican's in everything. It's in every country. They're in everything.
I heard this thing once, and I think it's like laws that are on the books that they don't actually enforce, like the Noahide laws or something like that. But that if the Pope makes a law, that this is the entire world has to abide by.
Bro, you guys need to read Dave Hunt, The Woman Rides the Beast. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, no.
Dave Hunt's a gangster. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but his books are in the library either way. I can't remember if Dave Hunt's still around.
I don't know.
But
I'd look
dude,
it up.
his book, A Woman Rides the Beast, bro, it only is from Catholic literature. There's no hearsay. There's no like there's no like sketchy anything. It's all only from political.
You got to be careful because
Catholic sources.
our audience gets really
No, it's
upset
fine.
when you besmirch the
He
Catholics.
did. When did
2013 he died.
R.I.P.
jeez,
homie.
Man, I'm like out of
Yeah,
it.
that was
bro.
late,
I
but
knew he
still.
was like because he had videos and stuff, so I knew he was like kind of current.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, that
been a
book is
decade, but-
only Catholic literature. That's all it is. That's all it is, and he just breaks it down and explains like how it is the beast system, like, how it is like. It's a very intriguing read. It's a very intriguing read. But to that point,
Catholics
the
mad right
popes
now.
could like declare things, that were for everybody on the planet. There was a time when there was two popes and they both excommunicated each other. It was like, bro, like what are we talking about? Like what's going on here?
The
And
current
then,
pope is getting into like I don't know, like kind of a what is that called?
But what is
Identity politics and like climate stuff. I'm like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
the
over
last
there,
pope
dude?
was like,
It's
we'll,
weird.
we'll baptize aliens.
Yeah, that's
What?
true.
What are you
Wait, so do
talking
you
about?
guys know about they've got the telescope that's like called the Lucifer? You guys
yeah.
know all about that? I don't know
Just
much
be
about
looking
it,
at
but I've
things,
seen,
yeah.
Yeah, we know about that stuff though.
what are they? I don't know.
What are you
They're
guys
just doing
doing over
cool
there?
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then you ultimately end up with these 10 kingdoms, these 10 toes. And who knows, man? I don't like end time prophecy is not really my jam. It's not really my thing because I guess I just have more of a heart to be like, yeah, whatever. I'm down for whatever. Like I don't care how this thing goes. I don't care which way it goes. I don't care if it's pre-trib, post-trib, mid-trib. I want to be aware. Like actually, Jess and I were talking on the way home today that like I'm intrigued by watching like macroeconomics and stuff currently today. Like just because that's the system that the Antichrist is going to come through. Like he's going to come and rule like through a political and economic system, and if you don't have his mark, you can't buy or sell without it. So yeah, I feel responsibility to be able to pinpoint it when he comes on the scene
and identify it. Yeah,
I mean, not just for me, but for my loved ones. I have to be able to say like, yeah, no, that's it. Like this is the thing we're watching out for.
Let me ask you a question, because I don't know if I've nailed it specifically, but I do think that it is some sort of crypto, and I think specifically it might be like XRP or Ripple, that crypto specifically, which will be the coin that they use. So I invested heavily in it because I'm like, listen, yeah, I know it's crazy, but like if I know this thing, if I know that this is like a government,
is that how you got rich, or did you get
I'm
rich?
not
just
rich.
From,
He is
no,
rich.
Don't
He's
put me
rich.
like that. Like, no, like was it from this, or
He
was
gave
it
me a
from the
small loan
investments?
of $250,000.
No, I'm not rich.
High interest.
I'm not rich at that. It's just that's one of the investments that I saw early, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that because
Smart.
they're doing what they're doing is like the government took it off the market. They the SEC was attacking it because it's like this kind of coin that could it's good for its international trade. That's like where it really shines. Where other coins do certain things. Some are speed. Some are like the ability for it to retain its worth. This one is specifically for international trade.
Yeah, but
and
that's like what do we use? The SWIFT system now, and then the BRICS nations develop like Project Mbridge. It's like a way to do financial stuff across the planet.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but this will be a vehicle for them to do that. So I recognize that they did that, and I also recognize that now this is like
That's what
government
people
owned.
need, so you invested in it.
Yeah, so I'm like, so I'm gonna buy this because I'm like, but then it's like, should I have reservations about like, well, I saw this, I'm gonna get ahead of it, and then I'll have money to do what I need to do.
I think as long as you don't take an implant under your
I'm not gonna
skin or your head.
If they're like, you got to take an implant to use it, I'm like, well, then I'm out. But for right now, if you're gonna do this,
Okay,
and then
that's good.
like
That's
artificially,
I'm glad we had to get that out there.
if you're gonna artificially boost this coin and like basically tank the dollar and all around, it's like, what am I? I'm supposed to sit here, watch you do this, and then not be able to feed my family?
No,
That's
you guys
retarded.
are spiritually sharp, dude. You guys are like, I know you guys try to play it off like you're whatever, but you guys are sharp, dude. Like I mean,
Well, it's-
you just saw stuff and then you like made your move on it. I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of people are critical or skeptical of crypto, and I'm like, yeah, you should because it's
I mean,
garbage.
it is what it is, though, bro. If it's a thing they're using, like whatever it's at 100, like even the Bitcoins, like 120 a piece. Like I don't know how many billions of dollars are in that. Like it's obviously something. It's something. I don't know what it is.
Well,
but
a lot of
it's
people have
something.
made money off that.
But you know
it's
what's
like-
an intriguing thing, bro? Is like if the like no money leaves the planet, right? So like if stocks are at all time highs, gold and silver are even at like all time highs or more or less. And there's all these extra money in like the cryptos that didn't used to exist. It is a weird thing, bro. Is that all just the 2020 printed money just had to go somewhere?
That's fascinating.
It's also like, I mean, when you get into the concept of what money really is, like even gold, I don't really understand.
Gold
what
and silver are money biblically.
Yeah, but why?
Well, I understand. It's
Is
like
the-
That's a good question, but they always recognize it. I think because of its preciousness, man.
yeah, it's got some properties that are pretty unique, like antimicrobial properties.
Silver especially, but I mean,
what I don't understand is crypto mining. Dude,
Well-
I don't understand that at all.
Wait,
I
but
mean-
back to the gold thing. So you on like where are you on? You're like, oh, the Anunnaki needed it to like make
That's what he says,
crafts
yeah.
and stuff. Is that like what
No,
you're?
but I don't think it's far off. I think that story's nonsense. And
But that's
Zechariah
why
Hitchens
gold
dumb.
is valuable though, because of its.
Gold is a good conductor of electricity. But like, why
Apparently,
was
it's not the best though.
not the best? But it does have like transmutable characteristics. Like, why did they give Jesus gold, frankincense, and myrrh? Was it just because this stuff smelled nice and looked cool? Or
No, well, not to cut you off, but he was going into Egypt. They didn't have any money, so
Yeah.
so the wise men, which probably came from under Daniel's tutelage, but hundreds of years later, Jews who got taken into Babylon that didn't go back, that should have went back.
They
but-
knew they were supposed to give the Messiah this.
Well, yeah,
these
they didn't
things.
necessarily know why, but it was right on time. Like if we look at the story, then boom, right then they bounce. He's a child.
Yeah.
He's not a baby in a manger with wise men. He's
Yeah.
a baby in a manger with shepherds, but then he's a child in a house with wise men. They come, they bring him gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They needed the gold. They were going to Egypt.
Yeah, but the frankincense and myrrh have other useful properties. And I think the gold might have also, like, so we're talking about Daniel being a scientist. well, what kind of science were they delving into? What were they
Alchemy,
doing?
baby.
Yeah, but yeah, what were they doing with the gold? Because when I look at it, like, look at my ring. You can see my ring on Matt's thing. This I have a white gold ring. My wife bought me like 2 of them. I'm like, I just refuse to wear it because like when I was working in construction, like I'm not gonna get
caught.
degloved.
I never wore mine either when I was
No dog.
Yeah,
So
wear it now.
yeah, this is just
I
cheap.
wore mine all through. One time, it literally burned me. There's a scar around my finger from the time that it got heated
I
up
had
welding.
caught on a nail one time, and I was like, never again. I'll never wear this on a job.
I almost got
Exactly.
degloved.
But now I just wear this, and I also like I never wear like any gold because I don't understand the appeal. For people, they look at it and they go, "Oh, look at this shiny thing! Look at the
But
diamond."
yeah, it is just one of these weird things, though, that's always been money from the beginning of time. We could just blue letter Bible gold or silver and see right when it starts to pop up in the scripture. Like Abraham's buying the tomb where him, Sarah, where they're all going to be buried at. He buys it with silver. Like it's just, it's always been money. Like I guess now it's less money because it's so useful for electronics. So like you talk about like the silver price suppression because they're using it for like the cars, the phones, the solar panels. So it's kind of like a dual purpose.
Inside of this computer, when I mean, you can get real crazy with it when you look at the microchips and they zoom in, and inside of that microchip is another microchip and another one, and then it's designed kind of like cities are designed.
It looks like the layout
cities.
of Egypt.
Yeah, it looks like the layout of Egypt or Babylon. And you're like, what the hell were you guys doing with the gold? Like, what were you, and why does it value?
Wait, so you're saying if they built like, I don't know, the Aztec Empire, like built all this stuff and it looks just like
a microchip.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same. Maybe they were conducting
that
electricity.
That microchip
was like,
it's infused with pieces of gold that conduct electricity. So when I click that button, we see this. First off, okay, it's not jewelry. This is one of the things when I went to school, I'm like, why the hell are you teaching me all this stuff? Like, you're teaching me chemistry, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense in the way that you're teaching me history, but I'm not interested because it doesn't make sense in the way you're teaching me. So when you're showing me jewelry and you're saying this thing has value because X, Y, I got to buy my wife a diamond ring to propose to her.
Right. How is it different from if I made it out of bronze or something else?
Yeah, and I go, what's the point of
for
it?
it?
I'm looking at the thing, and to me, it doesn't resonate. It never resonates why it's important. Why do we see this as a valuable system all throughout human history? Unless, then you start to look at the Bible, like, well, they were using it. What were they doing? And then you have to think about how technological they were back in the day. Daniel was a scientist. It doesn't mention what they were doing.
Sure.
They were doing something. They were doing something.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something more to this. I don't even know how we got on
Well, that's how God even explains it. He says, this is the best empire. This is the empire of gold. It only goes down from here, man. Like the
I feel the same level of confusion when it comes to things that supposedly smell good, like what is frankincense and myrrh? What is it?
They're just herbs, I think. Man.
Nah, they have like properties. They're properties.
I'm not saying they don't have properties, but I'm just saying ultimately they're an herb, right?
Well, so there's songs that we sing in church, and some of them are about like the scent of the oil and how that's like an offering, and there's like this like
alabaster oil.
And I'm like, why is the scent of a thing important?
Well,
like it seems to be
that alabaster oil was the one that it's Mary, right? That she pours on Jesus' feet. Yeah.
And Judas says, no, we should have sold that and gave the money to the poor.
That one, I think, like,
but he was a thief and had the bag. Sorry.
He had the bag. It was different. But that oil was worth a lot of money. It was worth like almost an entire year's salary at the time because I think of like how they had to
the
get
extraction process.
Yeah,
well, I think that's why gold and silver were valuable because of the extraction process. Like that they weren't common things, and it was very like I guess in that day. Doesn't in Solomon's day he sent people to Ophir? I don't know how you say it, Ophir. He like sent his servants there to go mine for gold. They came back with gold. Like you had to pay for that. So like however much you had to pay for those servants and the ship.
So like scarcity driving the value.
I mean that's why it was valuable. And at some point they said, hey man, like I can't trade you a horse for like your tomatoes because you don't have enough tomatoes that add up to a whole horse. So we have to come up with some kind of trading system. And like, well, this stuff's valuable. But it does bring up an intriguing thought of like why it's so electrically useful. It's used in high-tech devices.
Yeah, but like why is the dollar valuable right now? Because
it's not.
It's not. Why is crypto valuable? It's really not. None of it is valuable, but gold is.
And gold, like, you could actually replace your tooth with it. Like it's antimicrobial.
Valuable.
I mean, that's
valuable.
That's a joke, right? But like they're digging up skeletons from like the Aztec that have chunks of their skeleton replaced with gold. Like they were doing.
Jack Bonson says that it's always shiny, and it's like sure, but I'd like to think that just the shininess of a thing doesn't give it like.
Who said is that what they used to seal up Noah's Ark? Gold? Is that what he's asking?
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I don't know, dude. Spencer
It just
P.
said in the King James. It said it was made with gopher wood.
Look, somebody said
yeah.
frankincense stops inflammation and kills cancer cells, and your
That's
body
speculation for YouTube. We don't know.
could well be. We don't know that that's true, but your body doesn't reject gold. So your body will reject all sorts of things, but it won't reject gold.
It's very interesting. I don't know. We got to have somebody to come in and talk about gold, and not just like a macroeconomics professor or a microeconomics professor.
It's a good time to plug. This episode is brought to you by Wise Wolf Gold and Silver. No, that's not true. That's not true. He doesn't.
Is that
no,
really
no, that's not true. No. That's why it's been one long, elaborate plug.
All right, let's continue. Let's continue because we got stuck on the miry clay.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's probably better that we didn't really dive into that too much anyway, because like that could go a lot of ways, man. But history did bear this out, that this was accurate. Like this is exactly what happens. Even in this book, the Medes and Persians, the Silver Empire, come and take over in Babylon.
Yeah.
So that happens, and then history bears witness to Alexander the Great came next. That was Greece. They took over. And then after that was Rome. So it was biblically, the Bible was accurate.
And that's wild, because part of my brain was like, why can't he try to? But he would never have had the context to interpret his own dream because he couldn't see the future that was coming.
Right. He couldn't even remember it.
Yeah.
But
And
even
also,
if he could, he would have no clue.
it's weird that this specific dream freaked him out that much because it seems like it's just a dream of a statue. But like, I guess, you know.
Must have
He was
just
shook by, but it's just a statue, and then this thing comes out that wasn't cut with hands and destroys the whole statue.
vibe.
So
Yeah.
ultimately, the kingdom of God is what comes and destroys that whole system. Whatever the iron and the clay and the toes, whatever that is, that's when Jesus comes back and destroys the whole thing. But the whole statue dies. Whatever's left of the gold and the silver and the bronze, the whole thing's destroyed. And then there's a kingdom that never ends.
Okay. All right.
Okay, then Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face and worshipped Daniel. You're going to see this theme a lot. You're just like Joe Pesci, is it in Goodfellas? What happened to the tough guy? You're going to see that a lot, dude. Where like Nebuchadnezzar, it's like, yeah, I'm the man. And then all of a sudden he's like, okay, your guy's God is the real God. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face and worshipped Daniel and commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him. I see you, bro.
It's like, I don't know.
What's up with the odors?
It's a
I don't
vibe,
know.
dude.
I don't know
It's
what
a
that
vibe,
is.
But that's why the people in the occult love the like sage and the stuff, and they blow like. Cause
Yeah, but
sometimes
my
we
thing
do
is,
food
like-
forest stuff, and then people are all like weird new age hippies and stuff. I'm like, no, I just want to grow food, but I want to talk to you guys about what food you're growing at your house and how we can grow it. And dude, they'd come around like if you stay till night, there's a fire going, you think it's super chill, and now they're coming around with the weird stuff, and they're like blowing the smoke in your face.
just
from the
strange,
different
'cause-
incense. You're like, can we just chill? I just want to talk about food.
No, like, no. You gotta align those chakras, baby.
Well, I mean, listen,
I wear cologne. I could literally go my whole life without ever wearing cologne
this
or
is
smell.
another thing. I'm such like a retard, like a practical retard that like I'm like I don't understand the value of like having a gold chain or gold. Putting a cologne on, I'm like, I
like to smell good, but like
no, if you get the $5 one, bro, just don't spray it on your skin because it's toxic. But you get the $5 one and do one spray on the shirt just so you don't smell like ass.
spray it,
It's
I
not
spray it.
Here's the
necessarily
thing.
a bad thing.
Yeah, I get deodorant and
Yeah.
I get a shower, but I'm like, sometimes I'll do the cologne, but when I do it, I'm very aware of what am I doing?
Yeah,
right now?
fair point.
I'm like,
Valid point.
This is like
Very valid
weird.
point.
So that when people walk by me, they go, oh, "Dude, smells like Curve or
No,
whatever."
no, it's not
Curve.
when people walk by. It's when the wife walks by. It's not
that's my wife is the one who buys
But
me
I
my
see you. I
colognes.
see you. I respect
I'm not
that.
trying to impress her. Like,
Bro,
seriously, we're
unbelievable.
good. We got this.
Unbelievable, yeah.
But it's things that go through my brain. Wait, we got a $10 super chat from Mad Pax.
What does that mean? I've heard you guys say that. What is it?
If people pay us.
Yeah.
And you know.
And then
To
we
say
read.
a comment?
Yeah, they
I
could pay us.
wouldn't recommend it as financial advice, but yeah, they do.
Mad Pags? I literally love this
You want to
guy.
read it?
Go ahead, Matt. Matt,
He
you
just
read
said,
it.
Good chat, gentlemen. Glory to Jesus.
Nice
go.
base.
Love
Matt
this
Pack's
guy,
base.
man.
And he wanted. I don't know why. So like the psychology
He just
behind.
was like, I'll give you $10. Let me say this.
Well, you know what that means?
Respect
they
that.
find this of some value.
no, so Matt's a boomer. We're gonna explain the internet to him here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No,
that
they
chat-
said that was a clowning me when you said that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not.
Yes.
It's not a. It's
It
not a
wasn't.
compliment. Yeah.
It wasn't a
I was
compliment.
born in 1980, bro. I'm like not a boomer.
Well,
Wow. It's a
Bro, what?
it's a spiritual condition.
It's a spiritual
yeah, it's a spiritual
condition.
condition. Yeah.
So when somebody super chats, this person here is saying, not necessarily to get on the screen. It seems like this is like they want to give us $10 because they like what we're saying, and they're just saying a thing. And I like the thing
Because
they're
you
saying.
have to. You can't just give the money without it. So you have to type in something.
Yeah.
So people who just find value in it and want to contribute,
They're like
they're
they basically like, yeah.
yeah, that's
what they were
just
saying.
like a
Like, yeah, but some people will
yeah,
get money,
brother.
and they'll be like, "I got a question for Matt, actually."
They'll do
because
that,
he
yeah.
needs to do this.
No, but they should send more money because all this stuff's expensive, bro.
Oh, yeah,
No, I'm
send-
not saying.
send
I'm just
money.
saying like all the things are expensive.
This episode is brought to you by the Standard Coffee Shop. All right. Well, thank you, Matt.
There we go. We'll put up this banner so that way we could super chats will be read at the end of the show.
Yeah. Well, we can't say that because oftentimes we don't remember. But,
45 ain't a boomer.
But
Yeah, let's
well,
go.
I mean, like I said, it's a spiritual condition, much more so than a generation.
Well, it's up
Gen Z
for.
thinks anyone over 40 is a boomer.
who's Gen Z?
I don't
I'm a
know.
millennial.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out if Matt's a boomer, but right now we're giving him the benefit of the
Boomer
doubt.
behavior.
Okay, fair enough. No, that's fair. Like I don't know any of the tech stuff because I was in construction too, so I didn't even have like a computer for
Yeah.
the longest time, bro.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
What do we call him a boomer for? I forgot what he did.
Just man,
Texting Joe Rogan.
Oh,
yeah.
it's texting. No, calling is another one. He calls you a lot. That's boomer behavior.
Bro, well, you said that? Did you say that?
He said that.
He said that. That's right.
I
He
like
goes,
when Matt calls me. No, he's not going to call me anymore. All right, let's
Texting
continue
is
to
good.
read. See, he's very antisocial. I don't mind.
People don't like calls, bro. Like I don't like calls either.
I don't like
get
when
it.
calls-
But if there's a thing we had to talk about, I don't want to do 100 texts.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, if it doesn't take like 2
He
texts,
sent
you
me-
got to
he
refine
said,
it.
He said, "Yo, what time we meeting today?" And he sent a lobster, and I was like, "That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little boomery. You know the use of emojis? It's pretty boomery.
if we're gonna fix him."
Here we go. I don't know. I think it's endearing. Okay, please. Let's
All right, so
continue.
he started to
so-
worship Daniel. That's a problem.
Yeah, Daniel, he better have shucked that off. He better have said, not me, dude. God.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, I'm 46. He worships Daniel.
Does Daniel correct that? Does Daniel go like, nah, dude, it's not me, it's God? Because he even tells him
told
preemptively,
that
he's like,
already,
there is
yeah.
a God that can interpret your dreams.
Well, I don't know. This scenario is a lot like when Joseph gets put into his position in Egypt. It's almost just like, okay, this kind of has to happen. He's just kind of like, okay, let's go.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There's one of those things where he's like, it's God. And he's like, Daniel, stop being humble. He's like, no, seriously.
Are we good?
He's like, his computer's just dying.
There was no audio for the whole thing?
No.
No, that was
Okay.
just a charger.
Okay.
Look at it. He saw that. He got all worried.
They hear us.
He threw
Okay.
him off his game.
Like they're
Alright.
doing
Up Spencer with the emojis. Very
they're doing
boomery.
boomer
The
emojis.
lobster.
Big boomer. Big boomer.
All right, so yes.
Okay, so
Daniel
this
says
is what, when you said a hybrid Bible study, now I get it.
One where
Yeah,
we just
yes.
interrupt you constantly.
No, I love that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, you're right. We're not, like, keeping it, like, on the Bible the whole time. So it is a hybrid Bible study.
Is this bad? God doesn't like
You don't
this.
like
No,
this?
no.
Who
This,
doesn't like
we're
God?
just
Doesn't like
chilling. No, this is, like, how you guys talk. This is how your people in the chats, like, communicate. God talks to people how they communicate. So you
Yeah.
just have this conversation, and then maybe, you start talking about other
The
stuff.
next time we do this, I'm gonna figure out how to get like your logo in the back because it's weird.
Ooh.
Yeah, it would be cool. Standard coffee shop.
Standard
behind
coffee
Matt.
shop.
You guys don't have to do that.
We wanna do that.
It's easy. It's easy. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's continue.
Oh, before I forget, I'm sorry
Yeah.
to do it in the middle of the show. Can you create a logo that's like our standard logo? Like that, you know how it's a circle?
Yeah.
And then you do like an NDS one around it, even if it's just as simple as it says
that's
like Nephilim
fascinating.
Death Squad. So then when we do the shirt, which
It's
I'm not
only
going to
the
let anybody
outline?
know what's going to be on the shirt.
Okay,
But
yeah.
on the front, it's going to have our logo right here. But
Yeah.
what if it's like in collaboration with the NDS? So there's like a cool thing around it.
That could. That's
All right,
not a
we'll
bad
figure
idea.
that
Maybe it's
out.
like
Let me
lightning in it, like going around our
Ooh.
logo, but it's like a circle thing that says NDS.
well, actually, let's
be
do
careful with
this.
Because
the
that
lightning
one's got to
bolts.
be a collab. Jess is like, yeah, it's got to be a collaboration. It can't
Yeah.
just say like our logo on the front.
Well,
and
why?
then we
What's
have
wrong
this
with that?
rad thing on the back.
We
and
could just put a
don't-
little one on the sleeve. Little
yeah, I
NDS
like that
logo.
too.
That's a little.
Maybe I think a good idea if people like that, we'll introduce it to these guys. This is.
I
gonna
love this
be-
shirt. Yeah.
Show it.
Hold on, yeah, it's my computer's. There we go, boom. So this is it's our depiction of Elijah the Tishbite. Well, should we tell them as Elijah or make them guess?
Well, it's too late
They
now.
knew. No, they knew. As soon as you see the Tishbite, they knew.
Yeah. So it's him there, and he's bringing down fire,
Crushing.
coaling down fire, God's fire on this
Are those people
altar.
pumped about it or no?
They're not. They're
They're
not
not pumped about it. They don't
The
look pumped
one, the
about it.
one thing is none of those guys have slit wrists though. Like in the story, they're cut.
They get-
Oh.
yeah.
We need some blood shoot out.
Do that. They
How
just
much
killed them.
How
They
much
just,
color you want on this thing? Because
Yeah, you want some color?
We can't,
you
do
wanna-
we can't do black and white where it's just like blood gushing though.
Well, we
No,
wouldn't know
that's
what it
bro.
was.
That's the story. These guys are like, that's how they contacted their gods. Was like
Yeah.
cutting the blood, like blood's going everywhere.
You want to cut them up a little bit? All right, I guess we could do that. We can figure that out. But yeah, we're getting it as close to biblically accurate as possible, and maybe we'll do Maybe
There's
I'll,
the water on it, because people don't know. Like Elijah, it's Elijah versus 850 false prophets.
Look, somebody already needs that shirt. Yolaics.
Yeah.
Yolaics.
YOLO.
I don't know how to pronounce. Is that
YOLO.
how that would be pronounced?
Yeah, the
Is that-
L-A-U-X, the A-U-X.
Oh, that's low.
YOLO.
maybe
All
this
right.
is like color version. I don't know.
That's legit, bro.
He likes it.
You're
You
a
love it,
great
Matt?
artist.
He
man.
loves it.
Well,
There's
yeah.
no
so,
way to have it on there, huh? That makes sense.
but I just this
Takes
takes a
time.
while to do, Matt. You know, it's not
Takes
just
time.
it's not just that it just happens like that. But
All right,
no,
we gotta finish the. We gotta finish the.
I'm sorry. I'm
the
sorry.
whole book of Daniel.
maybe we'll make that available, and that would be cool, so people could know about the standard.
Would
coffee
anybody
shop
in
too.
the chat, you think they'd even buy it or no?
Guys,
no?
would you like it if
Not
would
really.
you buy the shirt?
Yeah, I think they said I need that shirt.
That's
So,
what
yeah,
YOLO said. Shout out YOLO.
They'll buy it if they like it. We'll see.
See, Scruffy Von Winkle says all the way to the bank. That I think that means
I
he
don't
buy
know
it.
what that
Spencer
means.
P. Yeah, we should touch on that. That's another thing I texted Joe Rogan about.
Oh
'Cause he
yeah,
was
killing
like-
the yeah. What's up? I don't want to get into that
We
right
don't
now.
have to get
but
into it right now. We don't have
Okay,
to get into
yeah.
it right now. But
Yeah,
'Cause
another time.
The top keeps going on these long-winded diversions,
and I don't think
we're
it's
trying
that
to get through.
crazy of a. I mean, the story itself is crazy, but it's
I don't
not
think it's
that-
crazy to
not
kill
that
42 children.
Complex. It's just not that complex.
Those kids had it coming.
Honestly,
They weren't kids. Like that's the other issue with the translation is that like it's,
Oh.
yeah, it wasn't children.
how old were they?
And they were saying, "Go up, Baldy! Go up, Baldy!"
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were like
yeah.
making fun of him because he
Yeah,
was
so
bald.
why wouldn't you kill him?
And they were mocking him because like Elijah had got taken up. Go up, go up. So it was like Elijah had got taken up.
Oh.
Elijah was a hairy man. Like this dude was like bald. Like maybe they were making fun of him because he was bald.
I mean, would that just possibly mean that he wasn't like bodily hairy?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, well, no, I think it says he was bald. Like it would have been
Yeah.
probably
Alright, well,
referring to like his hair. But
pretty
We'll get
explicit.
into that. We'll read that like
my bad.
the scripture. No, that's okay. Just don't ever do that again.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Also, Mad Pax, he wants 2 of those shirts.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna send them to, but you could buy them. I guess
You already sold 4 right there.
you come to you. You gotta. They'll be in the coffee shop first, and then we'll make it available on Top
Put
Lobsta.
on the lobster at the same time.
Coffee shop
Jeez,
first.
Matt.
People
Jeez.
go. We gotta buy coffee.
Look at him calling shots.
Yeah, I know.
No, I just don't want to get the beneficiary of
Why
it
don't you
like
stick
you
to
did the
espresso
artwork.
shots?
No, we'll do like a rev split on toplobster.com too. It'll be cool. It'll be fine. You guys will figure it out. We'll figure that out. Okay.
Verse 46. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face and worshipped Daniel and commanded that they should offer him an oblation and sweet odors unto him. The king answered unto Daniel and said, Of a truth it is that your God is a God of gods, a uppercase G God of lowercase g gods.
Ooh, that's a great delineation there.
And a Lord of kings and a revealer of secrets, seeing you could reveal this secret. Yeah,
That's
the
pretty cool.
lowercase g gods thing is a major theme of Scripture. It's not a minor thing of Scripture. It's a major thing. Then the king made Daniel a great man and gave him many great gifts and made him ruler over the whole province of Babylon and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king.
So he was like, put on my homies too.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
Like
a
when
real.
that dude gets like a record deal,
and he's
he gets
like,
all
you
his-
got to
yeah.
sign these
Yes.
dudes. Not as talented, but
the guys in the UFC, 2 of them, very interesting. 2 spinning elbow knockouts yesterday. Each of them said to Dana White afterward, hire my homie.
really?
Yeah, that never happens. I
That's
know it's a
interesting.
Complete side note. I like the UFC, but yeah, very interesting.
That's good,
shout
yeah.
out to
No,
homies.
that's respect. He's like, these are my guys, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget, they covered me in prayer before I went in. Like, don't
Right,
forget
right.
that. Like,
Yeah.
this is not just me.
They were an
It's
integral.
God, but if there's humans involved too, those were definitely the humans involved. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
let's get them in the mix.
All right.
Which, remember, again, he knew they were 10 times better than everybody to begin with.
Right.
So I'm saying.
So it's
this
not
is a-
untalented
it's a
homies. It's
long story.
right.
But here's the thing, like the first time we had spoken in the coffee shop, shout out Standard Coffee Shop.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about like the homeless guy, and I told you, I was like, damn, how far am I? Like we're only like a step or 2 removed from,
Yeah.
from being that.
Yeah.
So it's like remembering, like the idea of remembering like who you are and the people that helped you get there too is a big deal in probably in not falling down, I think.
I can still taste the sourness of the pungentness of the dumpster. Still right there.
Dunkin' Dumpsters.
So
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about this, right? Like God is the God of Israel, but he's the God of the whole planet too, right? So like he just got his boys into the cabinet of the most powerful empire on the planet.
Yeah.
Like so now the influence of the Jews is in Babylon. Do you see what I'm saying? Now they're having influence.
Right,
They're
right.
having influence in society. Who knows again how many Jews were there that like weren't necessarily doing anything, but they were there.
Yeah.
Right? These dudes were doing stuff.
These are like, yeah, super Jews.
And now they're having like they're having like such an effect on the society. Like and we don't have all the stories of day-to-day life there, but clearly they had an effect on society now.
All right.
Okay, so chapter 3, verse 1. You see what he's doing?
I'm reading it. I'm preemptively reading it.
You see what he's doing?
Yeah, dude, that's an interesting.
Oh, the head's made of gold, and then there's silver and bronze, and then there's iron? No, I don't think so.
Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold whose height was 80 cubits. What is that?
Cubits.
I don't know. What do they say? 1.5 feet per cubit or something? I don't know. But I thought this was like 90 feet. But anyway,
That's crazy.
think about that in relation to the dream. Like, oh, you're going to tell me that history is going to go like this? No. The thing's staying gold. The whole thing's gold.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? He's like, no, you're never taking me down.
Yeah.
This is this whole thing that starts to go back and
Disobedience.
forth between God and Nebuchadnezzar, bro, which unpacks in the next couple of chapters, and it's a wild.
Yeah, that is wild. So he's like, he's blown away with the interpretation
Somebody
of the
gave
dream.
us $10.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
So this person opted not to say anything.
Wow,
Man
man, brew.
Thank you. He must enjoy coffee too.
Brew, does he work for you? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, thank you very much, Man Brew. He doesn't even have it. Look, he says, don't have an attached text at the bottom there.
Mama Lobster says frankincense is used for healing. She uses it for her knees.
She knows. She knows.
Didn't
She
know
has
that.
a strong, great knees.
Moisturizer.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nancy said 1 cubit equals 1.5 feet.
that's our producer.
we don't
Yeah.
talk to Nancy.
Yeah, don't
Don't draw
address
any
her
attention to
name.
her.
Oh, my bad.
She's not a
That's
good
all right.
person.
Now you know.
My bad.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right, so he makes this image of gold, right? Mm-hmm. Then he says this.
The image is an interesting use of words as well. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
The Book of Revelation is talking about the Antichrist will be the image. He will be
Image of the beast. Yeah.
the image of the beast.
You
Yeah,
know, like, let us make them in our image. Image.
Idols. Images.
Images.
Lowercase g gods are wrapped up in it. This is where people get it wrong. They're like, oh, these ancient stupid people, they just made a statue and thought that was God. No. That little statue was in worship of that
Yeah.
lowercase g god that did exist.
I'm coming to the point in my life where I'm like, these ancient people
Knew what's
a lot
up.
more, probably.
Way
a
more,
lot
bro.
more than
We don't know
do.
anything,
Yeah, I
bro.
don't
We
know.
like think of how helpless we are.
don't
Like,
know
sometimes people say, "Oh, you have a farm, like you grow your own food. Oh, you're a prepper." No,
Yeah.
it's just called life. Like
Yeah.
everybody just did that. The only reason you would call that a prepper is because like everybody's dependent on this system.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you would call it that. The only reason you would say, "Oh, you're doing that just so if the world comes to
Why
an
would you
end."
do that? You can go to McDonald's.
No, nobody cares.
and get
Like,
a human burger.
This got weird, but.
You don't think that's true?
But that's only weird because people are not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
He's over the top.
You don't think that's weird?
he crosses the line.
Yeah.
That's fine though.
I think they make them out
but
of
I
people.
do think that they make them out of people.
Don't say it too loud.
There
'cause you
actually
don't
is. It's not even a thing. It's not a.
want- There's articles. They
a
write
lie.
articles.
No,
Wait,
no.
It's
they're-
a known thing.
the
Well, yeah.
FDA. The FDA has
Found human stuff in the
Just a little
McDonald's
bit.
food.
Just a little bit.
No, they have
Oh,
they have a
shit.
statistical.
Can you just hold that up the whole time?
Yeah, the FDA has like a statistical amount, a percentage of human meat that is permissible within food that you can
Stop,
consume.
bro. Like I thought this was like a
I think it's like
relevant
33%.
thing.
Listen, I don't know why they would have that, but they do.
Wait,
no,
you're saying the FDA says there's a certain amount of human?
Permissible.
That
It's the same
can
thing
be
with like
in
bug
food.
parts. Yeah. Like you can find a certain amount of cockroach.
Wait, what do you mean?
cockroach
Like
leg.
if they were grinding it and the fingernail got caught in the
Whoops.
got caught in the burger?
Yeah, we're talking like
some dude falls into like the thing and like the Brooklyn Bridge. You know about the Brooklyn Bridge? How
Made with
that's
men.
made? I mean, like mad people, Indians, the dudes that were working on this falling into it, and you got a huge concrete mixer pouring.
Has to keep going.
Whoopsie.
Are you gonna stop it? You
Right.
can't get that guy out. It's done. It's like just keep
You think
going.
you're gonna stop burger production because a man fell into the vat?
Nah, dog. People got
This
to
is
eat.
wild, bro. I
They're
don't
doing
eat
it
that
on
stuff
purpose.
anyway, bro.
You know why? Because the Nephilim were cannibals. And they want us to be cannibals.
Honestly, it could be, but it could just be because.
No.
It could just be because.
Did you know the Nephilim look like clowns? Think about Ronald McDonald.
Don't get me started on that guy.
What's he
bro.
doing?
I don't know. That's creepy. though.
Why's he got that children's foundation?
I'm looking this up here, but there is
Weird
a.
stuff.
Anyway, let's continue. But there
Please,
is a
we're
certain
sorry
amount.
for derail. Yeah.
Dude, there's a certain amount of like rodent meat, rodent hair,
And that's fine.
all kinds of stuff that is allowed to be human remains. Term human remains is popular in the FDA. Filth, so human hair, things like that. Yep.
Yeah, but they found teeth.
Whatever. Let's read. Let's keep reading the Bible.
So he builds this. He builds this giant thing. It's so many cubits tall. Mm-hmm. It's an image of gold, and then the the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together under the dedication of the image. So it's a dedication of the image.
It's crazy. It's like, have you learned nothing?
This is like Antichrist vibes. The whole thing does have like Antichrist vibes to it. That Nebuchadnezzar the king set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then a herald cried out, "To you it is commanded, O peoples, nations, and languages, that at what time you hear," I'm not going to read all these instruments because they sound crazy, but at the time you hear all the instruments, you fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. And
Instruments being like music. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, they're playing like the flute, the harp. Here's what it says in the King James. I'll just read it. The cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music. I don't know what those are. I don't know what those are.
I play the sackbut.
But it sounds like a band with at least like 6 or 8 instruments.
Music is spelled odd also. Musick.
It's the same way that Crowley spells magic.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah. When they get into like that, black magic.
King James English is a weird English, bro.
Strange.
Okay, so when you hear the music, you got to fall down and worship this. And whosoever falls not down and worships shall the same hour be cast in the midst of a burning fiery furnace. So I guess this was a way of death that they had in that time. It was like a giant burning fiery furnace.
Was it shaped like a bull?
Could have been. Who knows, right?
A little Molochian.
Molech was an owl, wasn't he?
Well, Minerva's an owl that got co-opted to be the symbol of Monarch. Well, Baal is a terminology that means king or lord, but Moloch was depicted as a large bull. Yeah, and they would sacrifice people inside of it, a big brass bull. They would.
Yeah, this thing must have been cooking all day because I mean that
sacrifice like what kind of children? Like
bad ones, mostly misbehaving ones.
What are you talking about? The sacrifice of children? I don't know.
Yeah, the Bible says of which kinds.
Don't give your children to the fires of Moloch because people were doing that for.
Yeah, I don't know. Of that day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean.
It's like termination while they're in the womb.
No, this but I'm more saying like still same concept though. Innocent blood being sacrificed to
very much so.
To a false god.
Yeah, it's and for like for convenience or pleasure, like they would sacrifice.
And I'm sure that society had reasons why it wasn't just okay. It was good too. It was Who are you to judge me?
It's like dog. We need rain. Like
reproductive rights.
Like, oh, we need to. I need to get like I need to work my job. I have like a 9 to 5 to work, so I can't have this kid. So it's like man, just convenience. Kind of crazy,
man. So then, verse 7. Therefore, at the time when all the people heard the music, this is crazy too. This is why it's Antichrist vibes, man. All the people and nations and languages. So it's like everybody's represented here. Fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
This is an interesting line. The next one.
Wherefore, at the time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews.
What does that mean?
They accused the Jews of not bowing and worshiping it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a trigger phrase for you.
I didn't like that. I was like, they're doing it again, but this time they're not doing it. Well, yeah, they're not chucking the kids or anybody into the golden image of Nebuchadnezzar.
But it was certain Jews. Verse 12 says there's certain Jews, so it's not just the Jews. There's certain Jews whom you set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up.
These are his homies, though, no? These are Daniel's homies?
Yes. So who knows? Maybe there was Jews in the land that did not bow to it, but they didn't make a big deal out of that. They were common people, but they were like, these dudes are in your cabinet, and they're not bowing to the image.
You got to make an example.
Yeah.
This dude is an idiot.
Or maybe just like the Jews in that day were bowing to it. They were like, well, we're in Babylon. Let's just go with the flow. Let's not rock the boat.
They did the golden calf thing before. And so
I mean, it is kind of...
But there's always that. There's always the dudes that won't compromise, and they actually do something. They actually have some kind of impact on everything.
This has, what is it, like the Pharaoh vibes? Where it's like no matter how many times he sees, he's still like doing douchey stuff.
Bro, the world rulers, they do always kind of seem to be under the same spirit.
They do the same thing over and over again. This next one, can you?
It's almost unfair, right? I mean, we spoke with Ed Mabry about it, like when God sends Pharaoh like a great deception
because he doesn't want to see the truth.
Well, he can't stop. Every single time he brings another plague, it's like Pharaoh's kind of like he's gonna, but then he's like, nah, like because God is not allowing him to submit, which is. I mean, he says.
Well, the way that
you guys probably don't know this, but you're getting like a major war within the church. Like major war. Maybe you do know. I don't know. Like if you have free will or not, and God made Pharaoh do it, but it starts off with Pharaoh had a hard heart.
Yeah,
it starts off with that. Like whereas I think God's like, whatever you want to be, bro, I'll help you with that. Like,
Exactly.
like Judas, he's like, hey, man, you're a thief. I'll put you in charge of the money. Pharaoh, you want to have a hard heart? I'll help you have a hard heart. I don't think it's like God reached inside to Pharaoh and did righty-tighty and made his heart harder.
Well, that's what
It's
Ed
not.
said. It was like
It's
he
through
had
the
a
event.
choice, and he didn't do the thing, and then God was like, "Here's a plague," and that basically makes Pharaoh even.
The punishment is continually consistent with his transgression.
And
Yeah.
this is a unique dude, bro. He thinks he's a god.
Right.
So this isn't a common person. So like if you attach all your doctrine to Pharaoh, it's like he's a very unique individual
Sure.
who thinks he's a god.
But I don't think it was unfair. It was like he kept giving him the option.
Well,
They'd be like,
in
"Here's the
Romans
option
it
again."
says that it makes reference to like God said, I raised him up for this purpose. Like God, who looked at mankind all at once, knows all the time periods, knows everything, says, hey man, I gotta have somebody in Egypt who will defy me the entire time. And like a normal would probably, you know, they're going to be moved by the plagues.
gotta be a
But
special
a real mean guy, man, he might even not repent after 3 plagues. Maybe the Hitler type, he's not even going to repent after 6 plagues. But this dude, Pharaoh, bro, I'm going to bring 10 plagues. I'm going to dust all the firstborn in Egypt, and he's still not going to repent.
Well, this
Do you
is
see what I'm saying? He knew him from the beginning of time. Said, yeah, this is the guy I need to have in that role.
well, that's like the idea that Satan is a necessary entity that is there for the development of human being. It's a tool that God uses, and that's there's goblins in the doorway.
Children.
Yeah. All right. So let's
Let's get through this part here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is good right here.
Okay, let's continue.
So they accused him. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not you serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if you be ready, that at what time you hear the instruments, you fall down and worship the image which I have made. But if not, you shall be the same hour. You shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
Okay, so
Yeah,
he's saying
now we're
when you
getting
hear
somewhere.
that, when you hear that sack butt, you're gonna fall down.
Yeah.
You're gonna worship this image. If
You hear
not,
that-
who's
hear
gonna
that
save you,
skin
homie?
flute? That
Bro,
skin
but he's
flute
like
plays.
saying to these guys, I love how this thing unfolds. He's like, all right, boys, it's your last chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. He's like, it's your last chance. And I don't know who you think you are, but what God's going to save you? Like, he didn't already know. This is what I'm saying. This unfolds over who knows how many years or how many decades. Because we read it like this is Wednesday.
It's the next chapter.
Yeah, chapter 2 was Tuesday. And now we're in Wednesday.
Yeah, you're like, dude, you just saw what happened. Like, no, not really.
He just said how powerful Daniel's God was. Like,
But maybe that was-
How does he forget by
know
now?
what?
Because it's a long game. It's a long game.
But it's like even the angels in heaven, right? When they fall, it's like how could you forgot? But it's like it's a matter of time, and also I think what it is worship.
Well, yeah, maybe Lucifer had him tricked, bro. Like, yo, no, I got it. Like, hey, I got an inside deal here,
But
man.
that's
Well, that's the one fall, right? That's the rebellion of Lucifer. There's also the Watchers, which is
I think it's just the idea of
the 200
worship.
on Mount Hermon.
Yeah, when you accept worship from other people, that's like the most poison. That's why God's like, no, that's for me. It's not for you. Don't accept. Yeah, I know, like that.
hey,
like
man,
that image.
eyes up here.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
When you accept the worship, that's like it degrades at you. So if you're a king, he's accepting worship over how many years you forgot what happened with this.
Sure.
And now you're here again, and now you think you are a god. And it's the same thing with the fallen angels.
Sure.
They accept the worship, they fall, they forget.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, man. And it's like, yeah, David's accepted some.
That's not true. I've not accepted any worship. Who's out here? What
Don't
are you
accept the
talking
worship,
about?
man.
Okay, this is one of the most gangster lines in the Bible, though. Verse
Right.
16.
Hit us with it.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we're not even careful to answer you in this matter. Can you imagine? He's saying, dude, I'm going to, and there's the furnace. You know what's hot. He says, bro, I'm going to throw your ass in the fiery furnace.
Like,
And,
dude,
and their response is like, we're not even careful to answer you.
I ain't scared.
Damn.
I'm not scared.
If it be so, this is gangster, dude. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto you, O king, that we will not serve your gods, nor worship the golden image which you have set up. They say, bro, our God can save us out of the fiery furnace, but even if he doesn't, he's still our God.
And we're not worshiping your stupid statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so raw, bro. Like, think of how the impact that this has if people don't compromise with the culture and with the society.
I'm not even gonna
dude.
lie though. Like, I'm happy to have you here, Matt, and to be going through this with us. Because scroll up just a little bit top. I just want to read that. Even from this perspective, is I don't know if it's a different translation, but where it says, "Answer to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter." I would not have interpreted it that way. I would have just been like, I don't even know really what that means.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that the
what does it
sentence
say
is
here?
They're
structured.
just saying like, bro, we're not even sweating this answer, bro.
16, that's 16. I don't know. 316, it's 24. That's 13. 19, 16. O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. And that's it. So that's how it's surmised
Yeah,
in
saying,
this.
like we're not even sweating it.
I like that.
I'm not to
No.
defend myself to you, bro. I'm with the creator of the universe. Like that's Christian
gangster, though.
living right there, bro. Christian living is like, dude, whatever you. It's just like
This is so much better than trying to read the King James version.
I hate to like always bring it back to 2020. I just feel like for a lot of American people, they just never had any. Just like in American society, like you would get so much gain for being a Christian. You become part of a friend group.
Yeah,
it's really nice. People know you as a nice guy. It doesn't say cuss words. You eat at Chick-fil-A and you have a Z88 Happy Hits bumper sticker and like everything's great and you're wonderful. You're like the Lego guy in the Lego movie. Like everything is awesome. Right. And then all of a sudden 2020 came along and like the world kind of showed its fangs a little bit, bro. Like you're going to this thing whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it was like our first chance to really be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, no.
You know what I did?
It was like our first chance to like something like this, even though it's a million times lower. I'm not comparing.
Oh, of course,
I'm just saying it with like a little smidge of being able to be like, I don't give a what your world tells me. I don't answer to the world. I don't care what the world has to offer me. I don't care what its goods are. I don't care if I can go on their airplanes. I don't care if I can go to the basketball games. I don't care if I can go in the restaurants. Like I get to be a man of God.
So this is remember I told you about.
Sorry for the cuss words. I just get a
Please,
little hyper.
this is a Christian show.
It's a crit-
I know, I'm not going to scare Matt.
Remember
with the
I
pistol.
told you about like the falling out we had with the friend or whatever. It was about the theater, and the theater had told us you cannot do
play
this.
here unless you get the injection.
Yeah, that's what they said.
No, they said you can't play here if you have this person here.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reasons.
Yeah.
It was just nonsense.
Yeah.
It was just it's a tactic of intimidation, but it's like what we saw there was, all right, this is cancel culture. We've read about it, we've seen a lot about it, but here it is now, right in front of you. What will you do?
Right.
Will you say,
Right.
this guy can't come, so we can do this? It's like, no, it's like this is what we've been preparing. Like, this is what we've been reading and talking about for years and years. And it's like, now here we are. And they presented us the opportunity to say, screw you. And it was like, it's the easiest thing in the world to do, to say, screw you. I won't negotiate. And that's what we did. And then obviously the friendship fractured because it was like, I was like, absolutely not
Couldn't
negotiating.
handle how cool we were.
Yeah.
We're
But,
super
but,
cool.
but it's, again, I mean, I'm grateful for the opportunity. How many people get the opportunity to show?
That's true.
Well, I guess on 2020 you did. But like, not many people get the opportunity to say, like, you've been saying something and championing. I'm a champion of this.
Well, to suffer loss for Christ's sake is very honorable. Like that's like a very high honor. Like in the human experience, to suffer loss because of Christ is this great and high honor that we don't really get a whole lot in America, man.
That's
I
why
mean,
it sounds crazy, but it's like if this all ends with me getting, that's kind of the best outcome.
bro, it's just like to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord.
Right.
It's like whatever, it's gonna happen. Like nobody's getting out of here alive.
Like, Christ is Lord, and then my head rolls off. Like that's like literally doing the gymnastics and doing like a triple double butt back and then sticking the landing. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Kinda.
All right, let's
thing.
continue. Let's
Okay.
continue.
Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spoke and commanded they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
7 times, huh?
And
7?
he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Oh, so he turned the heat up so much that it actually murdered his or killed his men.
These are his most mighty men, verse 20.
Dummy.
Almost like God was like, oh, you're taking out my boys? No, I'm taking out your boys.
Dang.
That's what God did right there. He's like, okay, you're
So
most
what was that?
mighty
Just like
men.
proximity to the heat? Just,
Yeah, it was that hot. Like they opened the door, I guess, and the flame was like,
Damn.
Now, wait, where does it say mighty men?
verse 20. He commanded the most mighty men that were in his army.
Oh, yeah.
Which
That's just
God's
mean.
like that, bro. If you think about like when they stoned Stephen in the book of Acts,
Stephen?
they lose Stephen, right? But then right after that, God's like, I'm taking Saul. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he's like that. He's like, oh, you want to have with my boys? Like I'm taking your boys now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys were on the kingdom of darkness. Now they're on the kingdom of light.
I wonder if what they meant by mighty men here. I mean,
I don't know.
you talking about
reading
David's-
into
yeah,
it.
you're always
That's
overanalyzing.
it.
I love it.
Okay.
You think they're
just that. Yeah.
You're
They're
doing too
Nephilim?
much, dude. Hey,
or black
doing
eyed
too much.
kids?
They're dude. I don't know. They're
let me tell you.
big dudes. Big
How
dudes.
big?
Oh, they could be Nephilim.
How many cubits?
How many cubes was they? How
Like
many fingers
9?
did they have? It doesn't say, but whatever. Let's keep it.
All right. Keep your secrets.
It does say they had 2 rows of teeth.
Oh, dude,
I'm
what?
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't do that. Okay. The flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, didn't we throw 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4. I see 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God.
Dang. You look so stupid.
Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, hey, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you servants of the Most High God, come forth and come here.
Dude, I just imagine that he probably, because he was like super tough only moments ago, right?
His visage was full of rage.
Right, and then he's like, "Hey guys,
That's what I'm saying.
are you guys
This
you guys are
happens-
servants of the
This
Most High
happens-
God?
This
Oh,
happens over and over. It's like, where's the tough guy?
why didn't you say so? You should have said that. I would have not thrown you
This
into the
happens
first.
over and over, man. These guys are like big dogs, and then God just puts them in their place.
This guy kind of sucks.
So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth out of the midst of the fire, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
Dang.
Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
That's crazy. The smell
is
of
what I'm
fire. The smell of fire wasn't even on them, so it's almost like they weren't even there. You know, it's all right. This is gonna
Snow
get
globe.
Go ahead.
snow globe effect. Yeah, I mean, you're thinking what I'm thinking.
I'm
With,
thinking something totally
He's
different.
an all-consuming fire. Number 4 got in there, who's the all-consuming fire, so this fire became completely irrelevant.
I'm just thinking that even if they were bald, people would still be like, "Yo, what? Like you're not dead, but
Not
yeah,
even
you're bald,"
touched.
which is
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's like
They're in a different environment. Like they say that even Israel, when they came out of Egypt, for them to survive, like they talk about the pillar of the cloud and the pillar of fire,
Yeah.
the fire led them by night and the cloud led them by day. They say that that was even like a snow globe. Like there's no way they would have survived in that desert.
check this out. We
It was
just
a completely different atmosphere.
we just spoke to a guy, Trey Hudson, and he does like this investigation in something called the Meadow. And one of the things that they saw in this, it's just like an open expanse in this like wilderness, and I'm not gonna say the name of the place, but they have like night vision goggles, and three people walk in.
oh schnapps, yeah.
That's yeah. So whatever on this open field of the meadow, they see a huge cube that's like 25 by 25, and they think it's floating above. They have like video and pictures of this. It's floating above the ground, and their people go to investigate. They can't see with their eyes, but they can see it infrared. They
Doesn't
walk
he look
into
skeptical? He looks so
it.
skeptical.
Dude, this is
right
what they're
now.
telling us.
No, I mean there's weird things about cubes, bro. There's like the Mecca.
There's nothing weird about a
like-
cube.
It's weird.
How
There
would
is
you say
weird
that
stuff.
on this show?
Anyway, they go in. Our Tony Merkel made a documentary, but they walk into this cube and they lose their heat sense. Like they can't see them when they walk in, like because they could see.
No way. So they can see the cube, but then when they walk in the cube, they can't see them anymore.
Yeah, and they kind of like go into a different place.
And then they get cancer.
Well, 2 of them do, and 2 of them die, and the woman is still alive. But it's interesting because that place there has this like property of like almost like a portal where they walk through it. It happened to Trey Hudson. He was telling us he walked.
It happened to them too.
So what are you saying? That like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were in a maybe potentially in a portal?
Some sort of a parallel
I'm
thing.
saying that the technology that God is using, it exists today.
Well, it's not technology. It's like he built this place so he can adjust
Yeah.
the fundamental building blocks of this place.
It sounds a lot like this, like where people have walked into something and now they are there, but they are in a different place. You could see them.
Don't read what they're saying. Don't read what they're saying. They're saying do CE5. These
Don't do
people
that.
are terrible.
I don't know.
Spencer.
I just think it's interesting that the guy walks into a field in America and there is the same type of phenomenon that exists there. And it's like, well, what is that? But that's certainly what happened here. These dudes walked into something and they're in a different spot, but they're there geographically.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The unseen realm is the real realm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like this realm was created from that realm.
Yeah.
Like
It's crazy.
So like whatever else is out there, that is the real realm.
So what did they do? They walked out of the fire and they
Bro,
open
they
hand
walk
slapped
out.
Nebuchadnezzar.
No.
You got to be respectful.
No,
Do you have to be respectful?
Let's just read it.
Slapped him in
So
his
upon
mouth.
whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was a hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of the fire passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word. That's the big deal. and yielded their bodies. That's a big deal too. That they might not serve nor worship any god except their own God.
I love the capitalization in the lowercase there. There we go. Boom, boom.
Therefore, I make a decree that every people, nation, and language would speak anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Is this crazy?
Bro, what?
against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill.
This guy kind of sucks.
No,
Because
this
there
dude,
is no. Wait till you get to the end with this guy, though.
this dude, it feels like this dude's on meth.
It feels like
gets-
all he
bro.
wants to do is turn people's houses into pile of
He's
dung.
on what Hitler was on. You ever seen Hitler in the Olympics? He's just like,
Bro, then he gets turned into a Sasquatch. Like we haven't even got
I'm
there
sorry,
yet.
a what?
He gets turned into a Sasquatch. Is it chapter?
Oh,
4
oh, that's
or
right. He does
5,
turn
man?
into a Sasquatch. That's right.
So I mean, then he comes back. Like then he gets his mind back.
I just like that this guy
is
is
a wild
like-
dude. This is a really wild story.
To me, it's almost like a comedy, just in the sense of like everything that he doesn't like, he's like, cut them into pieces, reduce their house to a dunghill. Like,
No,
what?
yeah, I
Like,
guess that was like the
everything.
decree in that day. Yeah.
They're like, she stole an apple, so cut her into pieces and turn her house into a dunghill. Like everything is
I like the idea of making a comedy show about Nebuchadnezzar, and he's just like, it's just off the
a
handle.
bumbling moron that just everybody gets to
No,
kill
but
him.
I mean, world leaders, like we're saying, they do lose their mind a little
do
bit.
lose their
bro.
mind.
Imagine what happens if you're a human and you start thinking you're like comparable to God, and there's no bro. Like imagine if you could do anything you want on the planet at any time.
Look,
This is a
Raul.
celebrity question.
Raul
right?
is asking. He's going. Where are they getting all this from? This is Daniel. What is this?
The Bible.
330. The Bible, sir. Let's see what the translation is, because I want to know if they maintain this. Then the king promoted. Okay, but that doesn't say the poop part. Oh, I want that.
No, we're talking about chapter 3, verse 29.
Chapter 3, verse 39.
That's right. Hold on, I got it. I'll put it for Raul.
Oh, okay. So it says they will be torn limb from limb, and their houses will be turned into heaps of rubble.
Yeah,
There
but
is no other
here
God
on the
who can-
screen here, as you
King
can
James
see,
is
Raul.
dunghill.
Yeah, because Meshach and Abednego shall be
Look at
cut
Raul.
into pieces, and their
No, the
houses,
dung.
Raul's like, the dung, dude. Where is the dung coming from?
their houses shall be made a dunghill.
I see what he's saying now.
Yeah, he's like,
I
where's
thought
the
he was
dung?
referring to our conversation.
No, no. Well, I mean, that's
Okay.
could also be.
Fair point. Fair point.
No, Raul, I'm not doing that. I'm not making you look.
Raw, he's not like that. bro.
Unbelievable.
No, it's coming from cattle farms and like chicken farms. Like they have farms with tons of dung that
Yeah.
they had to get rid of.
I will admit, though, it makes more sense to say reduce their house to rubble than it is to say reduce it to rubble, then replace it with dung.
No, it's like in Back to the Future. Remember when Biff? You'd always have the
No, I didn't
manure
watch
land on
that
him?
because he started getting it like weird with his mom.
Okay,
And
fair
I was
enough.
like trying
what
to
did
watch
What
it.
did Biff do?
no, he would always end up with the dunghill, like with the cow poop would
Biff
always
is
like
Donald
land
Trump.
in his car. Like
Oh yeah, huh?
Biff is Donald Trump, and he's a time traveler. Did you know
I
that?
just like as soon as I said it, I was like, crap, they're gonna roast me for my age, dude.
No,
Like,
well,
we're
that's a
talking
very
about Back to the
old thing of
Future.
you to say. Yeah.
No, I mean it's a movie that we should have watched. I
Well,
just don't remember it.
I would like. There's people I would like to have on because apparently it predicts 9/11 and all kinds of things.
Hold on,
but-
we gotta wrap it up. No,
Okay,
I didn't
let's
mean to
wrap-
cut you
yeah,
off.
let's-
I was
let's
just- I
wrap
was
it
cut me
on
off.
Okay,
I don't care,
Abednego
it's
shall
my
be cut in
show.
pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. So all I'm saying is like those type of things that change everything, they
Yeah.
don't happen unless you're willing to get thrown in the fiery furnace. Like none of this story happens where now the king is like declaring that the God is God.
Yeah.
That was never going to happen if somebody didn't stand up and say, "I don't throw me in the fiery furnace, bro. Do what you got to do."
I do like that these people are at the whim of this guy though, where he's just like they did it. They changed his mind. God changed his mind. God showed him, right? But still, then it's like back to this earthly realm where you're now at the mercy of this complete psychopath. This
Yes.
complete psychopath who's like he's on your side right now.
It's interesting too to see how Daniel speaks with him because like the guy clearly is like a bit of a psychopath. But
No,
Daniel-
wait.
He's a total psychopath.
Wait, how Daniel speaks? Well, then that brings up another point. Daniel's not even in this story.
He's not
bro.
in this story, but like
This
the
is just the
previous,
homies.
the
Yeah,
previous
previous,
chapter,
yeah.
and how Daniel speaks with kings in general, because he's like, I know these guys are crazy, and they also think that they're God, but he's still kind of like respectful. He knows how to get,
Like he's on
from
another
them.
level.
Yeah. But he's like, but he's on another level, but he also knows how to get from them, because you could approach this real bad. Like when he went to him in general, and he was like, "Listen, give me a day." That could have went sideways completely.
Yes, yeah.
So some way about like approaching this
The
leadership
way he
is a
carried
wiseness.
himself. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta have that. Otherwise, you
Amen,
can get
yeah.
cut into pieces in your house.
Yeah.
into crap.
But it's wild, isn't it wild? Daniel's not in the story.
That's wild. Only the homies. And let me tell you, you hear a lot about Daniel, but you don't hear much about Shadrach, Meshach, and
No, you guys, you just haven't been in the circle for a long time.
Well, no, this is
Shadrach,
actually my
Meshach.
first time reading.
Yeah,
got,
people
like,
love
full
these
stop.
guys, Shadrach, Meshach,
There's
and Abednego.
songs about them. Yeah, dog.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, I
No,
just
they're-
mean in the greater dialogue. Like, I've not come out, like, we do a show about the Bible. I don't know if you know this. I actually have my Bible open. Wow, this is good. Nancy likes it and says, "No, you have to bring that closer. You
stop
sound like a
screaming.
whispering child."
You're screaming.
Nancy wants us to do this every Sunday. That seems good.
It seems untenable. But we'll try.
Untenable. Yeah. Well, listen. It's been 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Wait, is that the automatic stop time?
That is.
No.
That's
Usually
actually,
it's-
yeah, that's how long we can go.
Yeah. Well, we don't pay for the full version of StreamYard.
So no, can we say some stuff to the people? That are,
We can say, yeah. Let's address them.
No, that wasn't allowed. We spoke about that.
Oh,
Matt, do you want to talk to the people?
yeah, let's talk to them, bro.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Do you think he should be allowed to?
Wait, are you trying to shut it down right now?
No, but we'll wrap
Well,
it
he
up now.
keeps
But what
looking
do you
over
want to
there.
tell? What do you want to tell the people? What do we?
Yeah.
want to
Why
talk
don't
to them?
you? It's your show now. You tell us which one do you want us to click on, Matt?
Yeah, we should go through.
No, I just want to make the point like this story is about people who are willing to not compromise.
Yeah.
Like that's what this whole thing comes down to. We're going to get into like a lot of stuff. There's a lot of little sub stuff. But remember, Daniel purposed in his heart ahead of time. That's like the biggest thing here.
Yeah.
He purposed in his heart ahead of time. He didn't sin in the small things with food, what we would think is small things. And that made it more powerful as time went on. You have to start with the small things first. You have to purpose in your heart ahead of time to be faithful to God and just stay mindful of the smallest things that nobody sees, especially the things that nobody sees. So the things that people see, then you get glory for it. Is it really for God, or is it just some cool thing that makes you look cool? You have to be faithful in the smallest things, purpose in your heart ahead of time, and then don't compromise with the world, man. The world is evil. The scripture's full of passages that talk about how evil and wicked the world is. We can't act like the world's good. We can't even act like it's neutral. We have to understand the world is evil, and we stand against it, no matter what it costs us.
The world is a vampire.
The
Send to drain. Those guys aren't based anymore.
Do you think that like I don't like I said, the way he speaks with the king, is that a compromise at all? Or is that because
What do you mean? No.
No, I mean
he was like, dude, I'm not even worried. Well, that's what his homies said. They were like, well, I'm not even worried. Yeah, you gotta go.
you gotta go.
You gotta get out of here.
This is why I said we gotta wrap, because I can
Unbelievable.
sense
See?
them.
Wait, they just know it's dinner time?
They know it's time for something.
It's time for feeding.
yeah, I have to
You
feed
gotta go.
them.
You gotta go. Who let them out of their cage? Unbelievable. 3 days.
Okay, goodbye. Yes, please. Tim.
So wait, so the way that he came at the king, you're like, did he compromise coming at the king?
No.
Man, this is the ruler of the most powerful empire on the planet.
don't you
like
think that?
he's ruling the planet basically,
Right.
Like, or we're that part of the planet. I mean, who knows what was going on in North America at the time? And I don't want to speculate, even though I know the Raven does. But I'm just saying
I like to
that,
speculate.
like, he was the ruler of that entire territory, so he had to deal with them.
yeah.
And God was dealing with them too, bro. Like that's a big part of this too that nobody likes to deal with. Like Jesus, even though the Pharisees were the most wicked creatures ever on the planet, like Jesus was still trying to save them. Like in all of that, like
Right.
like Nebuchadnezzar, yeah, he's wicked and evil. God's still trying to get across to Nebuchadnezzar, and I don't want to have a spoiler alert, but Nebuchadnezzar
Don't
has one of the most incredible prophecies and beautiful words about God anywhere in the Bible.
Okay.
But you
All
guys
right.
have seen him do the seesaw thing a couple times now. He's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna do what I tell you. Oh man, no, your God's the real God.
Yeah, he's hot and he's cold.
Yeah, he's still doing that.
He's hot
still
and he's
doing
cold.
I think when he comes back from the Sasquatch thing, he stays hot.
The
rest.
Sasquatch
I think if he remains the way he is after that, he's good.
Chat, did you know that Nebuchadnezzar is a Sasquatch? Did you know he became a Sasquatch? I'd like to know what they
He
think about that.
became Gibberim.
He became Sasquatch. That's interesting. That's very well. At least we know we have meat left on the bone for next time.
Dude, there's an entire Bible that you have to go
Matt,
through.
we have to bring it in for a landing because children are trying to infiltrate.
Yeah, no, that's
and-
real. That's
yeah, it is real. It's a real thing that's happening. Wait. Somebody
so
said something nice about
There's
it.
a question. Yeah, they want to know, NDS, will this be a regular scheduled program? We hope, as long as Matt doesn't, think that
I'm not
we're-
going anywhere.
Well, as
bro.
long as we have the finances, we have to pay Matt quite a bit of money to show up every time he shows up. So we say, wait, click on that one. That looks great. That looks like it's an NDS. I don't think you know how amazing tip of the spear all this is. I grew up in a teaching church, but never had this level of honesty. Love you guys. That's nice. People
No,
it's nice
people
when
say that all
nice
the
things.
time in Bible study. They say, "How come I never heard this at church?" Because you have like a 1 hour show, bro. How can you do that? One day a week, you have 1 hour, and a certain amount of it's going to be announcements. The MC has to have a couple of jokes. It's not like heaven and hell's at stake here. Let's tell a couple of jokes. Then you have a couple of songs. And then there's like this little snippet of like some self-help message that like, yeah, how are you going to get the whole Bible out
Our
of that?
church does 16 songs before it starts. 16 songs.
I don't think this is.
And then they do, and then they talk a little bit, and then they do 3 more songs, and then they talk some more.
It's tough. It's tough. Like this way of just reading the Bible and talking about it, like this is the way to get to understand the Bible.
Are we invited to your personal Bible study?
Yeah. But then the most important
no.
one, I'll bet the Tuesday guys would love you guys, bro. But that's like far away. That's like you guys
The
would drive
Tuesday
that
guys
far.
are different than the Thursday guys?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. The Thursdays are the
17-year-olds, bro.
He's got an A team and
Tuesday is
he's got
straight
a B team.
construction guys, which is why I was trying to hide you guys from, because I just thought, I'm not saying you guys were soft, but
Wow,
I
you
just
thought we were
thought that
soft.
like,
You thought we were soft. I
Oh,
just
no.
wow, that's
Wait, so
unbelievable.
if you guys
I'm
can hang
from-
with the construction guys
Yeah,
on
dude.
Tuesdays, bro, that's a good
I was a
Bible study.
fabricator for a decade.
No, we're in John, so
I
we
have
just
burns on my inner
we-
thighs.
okay. He always makes it weird, man. So
That's just the truth. It's-
in
I'm gonna
John,
remove the mic from you. Shut
he
up.
doesn't.
so we just wrapped up John, right? We finished John, but it's very vague at the end. Like at the crucifixion, it's very vague. So we just said, all right, next week we're going to go through Matthew, Mark, and Luke and just handle the crucifixion because because I just read the story where like in Matthew where Jesus dies and then all the graves open up and all the saints just start walking around in town and people see him and everybody did that. They were like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, let's just go back through Matthew, Mark, and Luke.
Should read that. Yeah. So yeah, man, we should do that. Maybe after Daniel, we'll do that and read it.
Well, we can do
linearly.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we
yeah.
have to finish Daniel now.
Yeah.
I have to know how he's a Sasquatch and
Yeah. No, yeah. We definitely got to finish this.
All the saints walking around.
Bro, walking around. Pull it up. You have the thing to pull it up, right?
What is it,
It's
video?
Matthew 24.
Is there a video?
is there video?
Let's see. Yeah, I have it
Matt
here.
is Scruffy Von Winkle says Matt is the guest. Yeah, no, this is Matt's show. Matt is the host of Nephilim Death Squad. We're the guests.
Matthew
he seems
24.
confused.
Sorry to cut you off. No, it's your show. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, which towards the end of the chapter.
27. I'm sorry. You want me to read it?
Sure.
Bro, watch this. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. Remember,
What's
I'm in
verse?
Matthew 27, starting in 50.
50. Okay.
27:50.
Go ahead.
Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, he yielded up the ghost. Nobody killed him. He gave his life.
Mm-hmm.
He was in charge the whole time. He wasn't a victim of anything. And behold, the veil of the temple was ripped in two from the top to the bottom. And the earth did quake, and the rocks ripped, and the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose and came out of the graves after his resurrection and went into the holy city and appeared unto many.
See, that's a part like that they wouldn't even read it, that wouldn't be in a sermon because that's like a
How is that not in a sermon, bro?
Well, because
That's
then
not-
you have to explain it. And
Yeah,
they're like,
that's why Joseph said, "Get my bones, dude." He said, "When y'all come out of Egypt, get my bones."
Yo,
dude.
go get my bones.
Because the
What is
Messiah's
this?
coming one day, and I know what's going to happen, and I want to be one of those guys that's walking around. I don't want to be in Egypt. Like, get my bones.
What do
Like,
you
why
think-
did he say, "Get my bones"?
what are you? So wait, you're saying in the book of Enoch? Because I didn't read this part. They were fighting over Moses's bones.
That's in Jude.
That's in Jude. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
which Jude, we have to do that book because that's a gangster book, bro.
I
That's
don't-
like
I don't
so
know much about
relevant. That is so relevant to the
you got a
body
lot of
Christ in
notes on
America
Jude,
today.
dude.
Yeah, verse 9. Jude only has one chapter, so it's 1 verse 9. Yet Michael the archangel, when he contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, dare not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, "The Lord rebuke you."
what the hell, man?
So Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses.
Just
Which
drop that
Moses
little
is
thing
a
in there.
tricky one too, because he's buried somewhere where nobody knows. Remember, God tells him, "Go up the mountain and die." So he like goes up the mountain. He has to reflect on his whole life. He gets to see the promised land, but he doesn't get to go in.
Yeah.
And he's buried somewhere, but nobody knows where the tomb's at.
This is what are the guys? Man, we had on Juan. Shout out Juan Ayala a long time ago where they're talking about like stealing the skulls of like Geronimo.
prophesying skulls.
Yeah, the skull and bones, 311 people.
Yeah,
they're like
322.
322. Yeah, they'll like grave rob and steal the bones of like important people.
Well, bro, there's
do stuff
there's
with.
wild stuff with bones. Like Elisha gets thrown in the tomb, and then when the Moabites went to war with them, they had to bury a guy, so they dropped him in the tomb. The dead guy touches Elisha's bones and comes back to life.
What's this about John the Baptist's head speaking in tongues? The severed head of John the Baptist speaking in tongues?
No.
No.
Did somebody ask that?
No, it's something that I just have
something he just made up, I guess.
made it up. Yeah, there's something about that.
All right, listen.
It's fine. It's good for
Listen,
another time.
we're skipping around on the Bible. We're gonna keep it focused for you. It's not
All
gonna
right,
be
is that what we're gonna do? I don't think
No,
that's what
you
we
said
do.
it was a hybrid Bible study. So
Yeah.
you said it has
Yeah.
to kind of go off the rails a little bit. It
It
can't
has
just be
to,
like
yeah.
a straight Bible study.
Yeah.
I
Like
liked
we
it.
don't want it to, but we have to. It has to.
And people like Matt, people like this, they're asking how many times this guy been on. They love it.
This is the second time.
Second time.
He's I don't. Are you gonna
Bro,
come back for a
I'm
third
just
time?
straight Bible. I just come on and talk about the Bible.
That's it.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy
I'll
peasy.
do that anytime, anywhere.
All right.
There you go.
When
Might
is
as
the
well
next
do
time we're
it.
gonna
Do
do
it in
it?
front of 660.
Actually, it's more than that because on Rumble there's probably a few hundred. So we're
Yeah, what's the thing with like you guys said YouTube is where all the people are at, but if you go to Rumble, there's like way more views of stuff.
There's
Rumble lies.
Well, I mean, it's not that they just lie, but no, like they count their views slightly differently. So if anybody kind of like peruses it for like 2-3 minutes, it's a view. You have to do more to get a YouTube view, but also the larger sample portion is YouTube. Like there's like billions of people on YouTube because it's just a more well-known platform. So it's a larger pool to draw from. That's what you gotta
YouTube
be.
is great for certain things. Like how-to videos and stuff like that. So it's still YouTube still reigns.
Your hair
is
looks
the
great,
key.
bro. I like how you did the video with the shot going that way, and you have like the little woo. Yeah.
My hair.
Go back to the one where it's
My hair.
Yeah, we got it. We
Yeah.
got all this stuff.
Well, it depends
that
on
one,
when
not that one, the other one.
not this one. Yeah.
And who changes the video? Like how does it
Nancy.
Nancy, yeah, there's an Asian
So
lady.
She's about this big.
all the time is like changing the views on like she's doing.
She's
it
in
from
the room
somewhere
with us
else?
now.
Nancy, change the video right now. There you go.
Look at his hair. Look at the Raven's hair.
It's
Looks
nice.
great.
I know. Yeah, she's about this big.
Wait, so she just knows when we're coming on, just jumps on and starts like editing stuff?
She's good.
Guys,
dude.
this has been another episode of Nephilim Death Squad.
That's right.
Thank you for showing up. That's Matt of
Nancy, what are you doing?
the Standard Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
I am Top Lobsta. This is
No, not Elijah. Elisha, Miss Anthorpe.
Oh goodness.
I didn't say Elijah. I said Elisha.
Come on, Miss Anthorpe.
Yeah,
Don't
you're
try
right.
to mischaracterize.
He was taken up in a whirlwind of fire, but Elisha, who his predecessor came behind him, he was buried, and it's a wild story because he actually dies of a sickness, which is very rare for a man of God. But anyway, his bones are down there. Somebody else's bones touch his. Somebody else, a dead man, touches him, and then boom, that guy comes back to life.
I like that sentence though. Elisha had no bones. I just like it. Maybe he didn't.
it's perfect.
All right.
All right, let's bring this in, guys.
Sorry, bro.
Any parting wisdom for the people until next time, man?
Just read the Bible, like every day. Read the Bible. That's it.
Shit.
That's it. That's, of course. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with an episode, so
Oh my God.
don't forget to obey, submit.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
You can persuade them that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see. You can't. Because they'll laugh in the face of an explanation that portrays the bigger picture of what's happening. And they have.